Hello and welcome to the All Around Natural Beauty RN channel, where I'm passionate about helping victims of all ages and all genders overcome the fear of facing the abuse to become survivors. And over here, we don't do moments of silence, we do moments of speaking, where we speak out the names of victims and we speak out the names of survivors. And because we believe that by speaking up, it brings light to situations, and that's how we get healing, by identifying. And for so many years, most of us victims have been suffering in silence. I see that water, but suffering in silence because we have been groomed and conditioned as a society to keep the burden of carrying around these secrets. And so today we're going to be talking about this topic that's been hot recently, right? So we noticed that with social media, that a lot of stuff that people used to be able to do back in the olden days and get away with, because you didn't have social media with all these cameras and people watching and being able to pull back the cameras and go, no, that's what happened, right? So now you can't say those kind of stories and stuff, because guess what? You can figure out the facts, right? We got satellites all over the place. So, if you was driving along the freeway per se and you saw some kids or some whatever you is that you saw, it's definitely a way to, get the receipts for that. So it should be a discouraging factor for people who want to bring out stories and stuff. So recently, we've been talking about this Carlethia Russel situation here. Carlee Russel, who allegedly went missing on last Thursday, and then just spontaneously appeared again, disappeared and reappeared 2 days later, 48 hours later, and we didn't get no excuse. So we was feeling kind of, unsatisfied because of all of the energy, that went into this whole thing. It was a big wave of fear and all kind of stuff went through people. We was all worried, especially we ladies and stuff, right? Because, there is a such thing as, human trafficking and all that stuff. So when this story was put out there, I know, I was getting up in my head as far as, trafficking and all that stuff. Like I was telling y'all Sunday night that I was all prepared to do a live discussing trafficking, the signs and symptoms, how to avoid it, how to be safe, encouraging women and all this good stuff. And then, more and more stuff started coming out, and started thinking like, hey, is this thing real? Is this thing real? So we've been talking about that, and we've been pulling up our own receipts and stuff. And that's, like I said, one of the powerful things about social media. When we recognize, because over here we have been meeting together under the umbrella of Justice for Shanquilla Robinson, because we believe that there's strength in numbers, and if we could unite on a cause and get justice for a victim, and we were using Shanquilla Robinson because it was a big social media case too, and to show the power of social media and the power of the people, we were going to do that, and then leverage that to be able to have a voice for past victims and to decrease significantly future victims' occurrences. So, so where is everybody? Where where are the people? I know there's been some fishy business going on with the chat and all that good stuff, with the algorithm, all that good stuff. So I just want to welcome everybody to today's episode. And things are current time, live action time happening now. So we'll just start off first with the latest video that just come out now, because the last time we got together on Sunday, the parents was saying nothing. They was going mute, and saying, we need to give some time for Carlee to get adjusted and all that good stuff. And I was talking about the issues with when people do this thing called pseudocide, where they fake their disappearance. And so I was doing kind of like a public safety announcement, speaking on the cost of faking disappearance, all the cost with money, with the resources that go out there for the search and all that stuff, and then also the emotional hijacking of the people, right? I know I felt emotionally hijacked, thinking that, if I saw a kid on the side of the road, that I would be worried to stop and help because out of fear of, it being a trap and stuff. And so we saw with the video of it that it was, kind of impossible that was happening. So let's just jump right on in here with this one here. I just got this here video too. I just got it. Let me see. All right, so here we go. This here is the family. The family speaking out finally. So we're gonna do some news clippings. This one here just came out, so let's see. Let's see what is going on here. All right. Oh, I do my speech. For those of you who don't know me, I'm 52 years old, a proud Gen Xer, and that's why I'm excited about being a Gen Xer, because we were here before the internet, so we have the ability to be able to function in both societies here. Gen Xers. All right, so here is a story from the news station. It says Carlee Russell's family says she was abducted. Why aren't police talking about it? All right, so here's some more clues here. All right.
Tonight, in connection with the 25-year-old Alabama woman who went missing after saying she spotted a child on the side of the highway. The belongings then found on the side of the road. The details surrounding Carlee Russell's disappearance and miraculous return on foot 48 hours later are still perplexing, and some of it just doesn't seem to quite make sense. Is there still a dangerous criminal on the loose?
Yes.
Her parents, in their first major TV interview since Carlee's return, are saying that she was abducted.
All right, I'm just going to stop right here because, all right, so if she came back Saturday night, right? So we got Saturday night, all day Sunday, Monday. This here is Tuesday, and they finally talking, right? This is how you know that it's story, because just like with, I always like to connect the dots with the Shanquilla Robinson case. Remember how 5-6 months later they came out with autopsies that said different things? The same thing here. They've had time to put their story together, hearing what the social media people are saying, because people will start demanding like, hey, we need to know what's who on this thing here. How the heck, y'all had us for the last, 48 hours out there searching, looking through, all this stuff, and people worried about, is there a baby? What happened to the baby? What about the baby? The baby, no more talk about that, right? So now all of a sudden they want to come nickel and dime us with these stories and stuff here without answering any of the questions. So let's just finish here. I haven't heard this story yet. I just got this one.
Carlee has given detectives her statement so that they can continue to pursue her abductor.
Do you believe that there's an abductor still out there?
Absolutely.
I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. So far in this situation, we've only heard from the mama, except for Pops. He'll just, he's in this backup role. He put out a little yes and do a little something like that. But okay, so okay, here we go.
Absolutely.
But if that's true, why isn't there a manhunt? Why aren't police talking about that? Police don't have to discuss any details, but simply say that they're looking for the kidnapper.
Yeah.
But they aren't even saying that. It's bizarre. Especially given the fact that Carlee's parents are saying their daughter was fighting for her life over those 2 days.
Thank you.
Oh, she definitely fought for her life.
She should definitely fought for her life. Look at her. She can hardly keep her face straight. I wish I could put a thought bubble up here. Y'all is full of BS. Trying to feed me this here dry bologna sandwich.
There were moments when she physically had to fight for her life, and there were moments when she had to mentally fight for her life.
Again, why won't the police at least just verify that crime was committed? This is what we do know. According to the police, last Thursday, she left work around 8:20 p.m. in Birmingham, Alabama, stops to pick up food for her and her mom at a nearby restaurant, heads home to Hoover, Alabama, about a 10-minute drive. At around 9:30, she calls 911 to report the missing toddler.
This first time we getting more times, because when we met together on Sunday, all we knew about this here 911 call here. And a little bit later, I'm about to play the 911 tape so we could match it up again. Like I said before, for you new people, over here, we don't do delusional thinking. It's all about math and science, right? Because those are things that's indisputable. It's the truth, right? So we only do math and science over here. Okay, so now we got some new times here. 8:20, she leaves work. At 9:34, calls 911. Between 9:34 and 9:36, sister-in-law hears Russell scream on phone. Now, one thing that I did note, and I was a little suspicious of, why haven't we heard who's the sister-in-law? We haven't seen the sister-in-law. We haven't heard from her. She was the witness, right? She should have been the one saying what she heard, right? Instead, we heard the mother give a very detailed account of what this here sister-in-law said she heard. And then we found out that's not even really a sister-in-law. It's really the brother's girlfriend. And then July 15th at 10:44 p.m., Carlee returns to family home on foot. And nobody's curious about where the hell you been for the last 48 hours? Huh? Okay.
Wandering on the interstate. After calling 911, she then calls her sister-in-law, who listens as Carlee gets out of the car and apparently calls to the child. That's when the sister-in-law says she heard Carlee scream and the phone drop. Police say they arrived to Carlee's car minutes later. There was no sign of a child or...
And it was minutes later. I'll play the video later. It's a 4 minute and 41 seconds between the time we see her car driving slow with the emergency blinkers on the side of the highway, a busy highway with cars driving at, minimal speed, 70 miles, because the speed limit is 70 miles out here. This ain't like some of those, it's fast. People driving fast, and it's dark. It's very dark. So it's highly unlikely that someone would have seen a child walking around in the dark woods, traveling on the highway like that, right? So we'll play it and we'll see that the 4 minutes and 41 seconds, the police arrived, shortly after, we see her exit the car and, vanish into the woods and stuff. So, yeah.
Where Carlee, the driver's door was open, the engine still running on the ground. Just her belongings, including her purse and keys. Carlee's cell phone was found in a different spot nearby. There's surveillance video showing her car driving on the shoulder of the interstate in her red Mercedes with the flashers on. There are other cars on the road, but police...
And look how far she's going, right? So if you flashing the lights here, that means that this is where you done spotted your emergency something, right? You spotted your emergency something, you pulling over. Look how far she drive off.
Say Carlee was the only one to report seeing a child, and there were no reports of a missing child.
Other clue.
And the story took an even more bizarre turn last night when Carlee's parents told NBC, the reporter you just saw there interviewing them, that they had actually warned Carlee that someone might try to lure her at some point with a child.
Woo! Whoa, now that's the first time I heard that story. I didn't know that. That's funny as hell. She Rains. What's up, She Rains? She Rains says, hi, beautiful RN. This story is wild. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's wild. But, could these GoFundMes and stuff like that, because we learned, that quickly money had started to pour in. When people hear this kind of stuff, especially you put it out there on the social media, folks want to help out. People want to help out. So all of a sudden donations and stuff coming in, money coming in. So could greed be a factor, or attention seeking and all that stuff? There's multiple reasons why this, kind of stuff is happening. But like I said, now that we in this age of videos, you can't get away with telling them kind of stories and stuff, right?
When I spoke with Carlee Russell's parents, one of the things they mentioned was that they had warned their daughter about situations like this, saying that no matter how young a person who may seem in danger may appear, that it could be a trap and it could be someone using that in order to do something nefarious. And so when they heard that this has happened, literally the thing they said was, we have warned her about this. So
now how come they didn't say that before? This is the first time they said it, right? Before she returned home, they were just talking about how she was a fighter. They never mentioned nothing about they had warned her about trying to help kids. Don't stop, because somebody's gonna set you up, right? So now this sounds just like what they were saying about with the Cabo 6. After it's all here, now y'all giving all these new details and stuff. Come on now. They ought to have. They need to recognize that once they saw the video where they can just program that satellite to zoom in there, and we see her car driving up there, we see the police follow up in there too. Why continue to lie? You're gonna get exposed. That's what you want.
certainly some concern there, at least from the parents, that this could have been some sort of trap.
They warned her of this precise, bizarre sort of incident potentially occurring?
Wow.
Again, we are thrilled that Carlee Russell is home safe. I did a segment calling for anyone who knew anything to please call in. And I totally get the desire for privacy on any.
I remember I did a little impromptu, because I was doing a live on Shanquilla, and somebody put off in the chat about, this whole situation, and we reading all over it, sending up prayers and all that stuff. So I get, I get it. He's right on it.
Details. But for police to still not even say she was abducted, as her parents said.
Police never said that. They kept saying missing person. No, they never said abduction, traffic, none of that stuff. None of that.
They're not even saying she was a victim of a crime, only saying detectives are combing through numerous pieces of evidence collected from the time she went missing until her return home and beyond. This is a tedious process, but it's important to make sure everything is methodically evaluated so we have the clearest possible picture of what took place from the time Carlee called 911 until she returned home Saturday night. It makes you wonder if there's more to the story. Joining us now by phone is David Lamb, senior reporter at our affiliate in Birmingham, Alabama, who's been covering the story. David, thanks for joining us again. Appreciate it. You getting any more information from the police here?
What I'm hearing, Dan, is that in the next 24 hours, the Hoover Police Department will make some sort of a statement. I don't know if it's in response to what the Russells said today, but there is no doubt that the Russells' position and the actions of the Hoover Police Department, they are in conflict. There has not been a bolo. There's no sense of urgency yet, like you just showed.
Because the police is like, what are we putting the bolo out for? We saw you walk into the woods. Why are they holding on to this lie?
On the Today Show, the Russells maintained their daughter was abducted and that there is an abductor and a perpetrator at large.
Thank you for watching. Go to News Nation now.
Okay. Okay. Wow. What's up, Baby Queen? Baby Queen said, hey, RN, I'm here for the facts. By the way, go missing a lot. No, black women. Black women go missing a lot. We finally get some attention, and this foolishness is what represents shameful. I heard that. That's how I was feeling too, because that's why that the night that it was brought to me, went online and we put the story out there, and it was terrifying. To think that somebody was pulling over to help a kid, and then all of a sudden, boom, now you gone, right? And that was before we saw the video. Like in my mind, I had imagined, she's driving, and then see the kid and then go out there, but it's a kind of a secluded area. I didn't imagine that it was on the highway, a freeway where cars is zooming by, and and there was no, it was dark, a dark freeway, right? A dark freeway. So yeah, I didn't imagine that. And please, y'all doing good with the likes. Okay, thank you so much for hitting the like button on your way in here. All right, so keep that in mind. So let's go back a little bit. So that's how we sticking with the facts. Thank you, baby queen, for coming over here for the facts. Like y'all know, I'm down for the facts. All about math and science and stuff, right? So we see here that this stuff is not adding up. Okay, so let's see what the people said here. Is this one here? All right. Oh, let me go up here. Here we go. All right. So here's some. This is the interview of the parents. What the parents was saying here. So, all right. Let's do this one here. All right. So this here's the parents. Because remember, Sunday they was going mute. We didn't. They gave a statement on Facebook too, right? Telling us to back off and give her some time because she's went through a traumatic ordeal. She's a fighter, right? So here we go. Look at Carlee. They probably let me stop. All right.
Parents at Herbert Town Hall. Carlee Russell's parents broke their silence this morning in an exclusive interview with NBC News.
It comes as demands for answers around the mysterious case grow. Wow. Carlee's parents maintain that their daughter was kidnapped, and they say the speculation about the situation is only making things worse.
She's having to deal with the trauma of people just making completely false allegations about her. There were actually just so many calls and texts from people who maliciously lied to us. I just didn't know. People could be so evil.
So far, police have not given any indication as to where Carlee was during the hour she was missing. Her parents are urging people to let the investigation play out.
Carlee has given detectives her statement so that they can continue to pursue her abductor.
Do you believe that there's an abductor still out there?
Absolutely.
It's one. It's one out there. It's one out there. And then we just heard that news. The news reporter said the police, they ain't put out no bolo. They ain't been on. They're not even looking for the mystery kid, the little white baby with the T-shirt in the diaper. She's sitting up there putting all that smear on these white baby names. Little poor little white baby out there in the dark in the woods. And now mom and daddy told her, don't be stopping to help these kids on the freeway because somebody's gonna set up to traffic you. It's a setup.
Absolutely.
NBC News reached out to the Hoover Police Department.
Look at that. Right? Look at that. And then we may do it again tonight. Go back on that. We will, because I'm curious, because last time we got together on Sunday, Andrew, I believe, alerted us to Google Earth, and we saw that right in behind those woods there is a neighborhood, and I want to go back because we did see the neighborhood. And one of the houses to me looked suspiciously like when the news had did a coverage showing her coming back. Well, not showing her, but her neighborhood when supposedly she came back that Saturday night. It looked like the little the houses on this little on the map that we saw.
To ask if they are looking for an individual involved. Police just said they're following up on all information provided by Carlee.
Her parents say they cannot share any details, but they say there were moments their daughter was fighting for her life, both physically and mentally.
Okay, that's it. All right.
Days after her disappearance and her return home, Carlee Russell's.
We just saw that. All right. So now she was fighting for her life. So when the fire and rescue when it came, when they called on Saturday night saying, "Oh, it's a miracle, she's back," right? So the police and they're like, "Oh, really?" So the police come up there and they send the fire people and all that stuff. And she was assessed on the scene, right? So the police not the police, but she was transferred to UAB for evaluation, not for treatment. So to me, that indicates that they didn't find any injuries or anything significant to take to the hospital for cuts and scrapes or anything, right? And two, if she was released hours after that, hours after that without being treated, she was sent there for evaluation, meaning that they can't even try to claim some type of psych break because she was cleared from the hospital. So, hey, all right, we got some people coming up in here. What's up, Kim? Hey, Kimberly, that's right. Hello, RN and everyone. Thank you for returning back. Yeah. So I think we was on to something that night. She Rain says, "This is a shame. Something just ain't right. Here we go." Yes. And the shame part about it is that the amount of resources and the energy, like I feel like we were emotionally hijacked, we were emotionally hijacked, worried about these here lies. These here lies. Okay, so that was the parents there. Now what I want to do is go back to the parents, how they was talking before all this stuff happened too. But I'm okay. I'm gonna finish up today's little stuff here. And see here. Okay. So now we're about to break down, we're about to analyze the 911 dispatch, right? All right, so here we go. Put your thinking caps on and keep an open mind here. Here we go. Yes. This here is the 911 audio call. All right. And
71. 71. It's going to be 459 South, mile marker 10. It's going to be a child walking on the 3 or 4 year old child walking on the side of the interstate next to her. RP's going to be close by in a red Mercedes sedan with the hazards on. Child's going to be a white male wearing a white t-shirt and a diaper.
A white t-shirt and a diaper. So first, it was reported that the child was between the ages of 3 and 4. So is it slow that, 3 and 4, you still walk around in a diaper? So we got some slow retard out there in a diaper. Let me stop. Okay, let me get back. Walking around in the dark, in the woods, in a diaper. Okay, here we go.
42 copy from YMCA.
442. RP's advising there's no cars in the area. Looks like the child's been abandoned on the side of the road.
All right, so the police already putting this together. They get a 911. People that's not even thinking that they fooling somebody. This is an organized system here. All right? So you make the 911 call. They're dispatching to numerous people, numerous law enforcement, is out there. And they comparing notes. If she hadn't hustled her behind out of that car, the police would have pulled up on her. Because they got there, a few minutes after, like 2 minutes. She had a 2-minute head start. A 2-minute head start.
42 copy. When you still got him on the phone.
Negative, but she says that she would stand by for police.
All right, so the officer asked, do you still have her on the phone? Remember when I was saying that most time when you're on 911, they keep you on the line to help arrives. That could be the police or ambulance. They usually tell you stay on the line till help arrives, right? You constantly talking. So she wants us to believe that she called 911, the help, but she got off the phone because the police just said that there. It said negative. But they said they're going to stay at the scene. I'm going to pull it back and we'll play it again. But the point is that right there is a red flag, because for the most part, if you call 911, you staying on there. You staying on there talking to them until help arrives, in case, because they're doing a live feed where they're talking to the officers. They letting them know, okay, well, the kid's here, letting them know all these different things in case they need to route in different emergency responses. They need to get the ambulance there because she found the kid was injured or something like that. So for her to get off the phone with 911 and then call not a family member, but a brother's girlfriend, right? You calling the brother's girlfriend so she could report that she heard screaming and the shuffle and all of the stuff, right? So what's the chance that you would get off of the phone with the safety of 911, because you're going off into the dark, to approach a mystery kid out there by themselves? So do I want to stay on the phone with the safety of 911, or let me call my brother's girlfriend and see and get support from her? Yeah, right.
42, call the RP back. She's not at their vehicle.
10-4. CLA, red and color, to Nicole Russell out of Birmingham, 10-11.
I'm going to run on 71 as well.
10-4, we're not getting the female to answer.
42, I copy.
So they're calling her and she ain't answering.
10-4, that's the RP. We're trying to call her back. She's not answering.
Out to the interstate as well. Can you give me a description on the child, and were they southbound, walking southbound?
10-4, southbound, walking southbound. It was a toddler, 3-4-year-old, wearing a white T-shirt and a diaper. RP arrived in a red Mercedes, unknown what the RP's description was going to be.
Copy. Thank you. 42, just be advised, her vehicle is unlocked, running. All her personal belongings except for her phone.
And see how they coordinate? Everybody's talking. These different people, right? So now they're advising that somebody's arrived at the scene. This is the officer at the scene. He done arrived on the scene, and he telling them, be advised, the vehicle is running, the car door is open. I mean, all this, he's describing the scene. But okay, here we go.
If we can we start using the Instagram area and just see if this child might have wandered from a house over there?
All right, so now the police is thinking, like, because then that lets us know too that there is houses behind those woods, because police just said, we're gonna see, let me pull it back a little bit. We're gonna see if the child wandered from one of the houses over here.
Except for her phone. 13, if we can we start using the Instagram area and just see if this child might have wandered from a house over there? 34, I'll be around.
Vehicle, the RP had just saw the child walking on the side of the interstate and gotten out with it when she had disconnected.
We're good up here. You may want to send him to and see if they can make contact with somebody there. See if we can find her.
745. Next dispatch when available.
4-5 copy, stay by.
Got a call about a female screaming with a child. 10-441. Be advised, the female screaming, line disconnected. Down in black Ford F-150. She was on the phone with her daughter when it occurred.
Oh, she was on the phone with her daughter when it occurred. I thought it was the girlfriend of the brother's girlfriend. Now, because See, this is how you can tell when people when it's a coordinated lie. It's an effort. Everybody's involved in it because now somebody else called 911 to say that they heard screaming. They reported hearing her scream. That's why she couldn't still be on the phone with 911 operator, because I gotta be, somebody else got to report that the screaming and all that kind of stuff, right? See how, it's staged.
Incoming personnel, just start 64 in the area. We're good down here.
Let me check and see if we have any air assets available to us.
10-4. Also be advised, we're about to get T-Mobile to ping the phone.
All right, so they already trying to ping the phone. They already. See? Technology.
11 to 13, 10, 9, I'm sorry.
Family is where I was right down here. The second updated call that we got in reference. The first call we got was from her. Second call we got was from the family.
All right. He said the first call we got was from her. The second call from the family. The family. Right? Okay, so again, we never heard the brother's girlfriend give her version, since she was supposedly the person on the phone talking when all this happened. So she calls the mother, tells the mother what happened, and then the mother calls 911 and give the account. You don't think that the brother's girlfriend would be like, yeah, and I was talking to her, I heard her, and then all of a sudden I heard screaming, where the girlfriend's gonna give her own account. And how is the mother so comfortable to give all these details from a secondhand conversation? Right? Do y'all see how they staging it? Otherwise, why is Carlee off of the phone with 911 why didn't she call her mama? If you're going to get off the phone with 911, mama should have been the first person on the phone on your list that you calling.
Right. I'm just saying that the sister apparently has an open line with that phone still that she called from and can hear vehicles like it's still sitting on the side of the interstate.
511, you want me to have McGinnis en route with a drone?
Wow. They put the drone out there. You hear this? So if y'all lying, y'all need to come on clean. They put the drone out immediately. Well, let's hear. Let's see. He said he's offering to put the drone out.
Temple, that would be great.
He said that'll be great. So that means they put the drone out. They put the drone out. Watch, y'all. They're going to come up. They're going to show the video footage of her crawling through the woods to come out on the other side. Let me get a cup of tea. What's up? Brenda Palmer says, I already commented to Carlee. Oh, okay. To face the public, admit that she lied and ask for forgiveness. Stop with the lies and tell the truth. Then she should seek some mental health counseling. Yeah. Sounds good. Like good advice there. Sounds like good advice. Okay, so I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. All right. So we see the 911 call there. All right. So the next time I play it, I'm going to just play that, but we're going to show the car driving and stuff, so we can be putting these two things together at the same time. So I'll play the video of the car driving, and then we'll let this 911 tape play too. So instead of just seeing these little, seeing this, we'll be watching the car drive, and then at the same time hearing what the dispatchers are saying, because they own a team. I guess she thought she had her team too, but anyway, let me stop. All right, She Rain says, exactly, Brenda. Yep, see, people feeling you. What's up, Olivia? Olivia says, hello, RN and everyone. Just joining in. You did get the report that Hoover doing a press conference at 2:30 Central Standard Time and 3:30 Eastern Time. If so, sorry I'm late. Oh, and no toddler found by them on the expressway. Yeah. So was that today? Let me go back and see if any new stuff is out here. Real quickie. Like, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Let's see here. Move this out the way. Go here. And let's see what the new stuff is about Carlee Russel. And we'll do a current search here. Well, let me go on back here. Let me see here. I can't find my. All right, this here old stuff here. But thank you, Olivia. And yes, all right. Kathy says, hello, RN mods in chat. Yeah, over here, we don't do mods. We allow the YouTube algorithm to do all of the work for us so we can be free to put whatever comments you like to put in there, and not, as long as it's appropriate, YouTube will, let it go. And we won't have to worry about if someone's personal in there and they are armed with the wrench. And because you said the sky was blue and they want to believe that the sky is green, they silenced you here in the chat. Our Raw says, by the way, they were calling, she was no longer on the phone. Oh, by the way, when they were calling, she was no longer on the phone. Yeah. So according to this, she didn't stay on the phone, but she did tell them that she would stay at the scene. She would stay there and wait for them. So that lets me know that 911 was doing their thing as far as like trying to keep her on the phone and all that stuff. But she chose to get off of the phone, and then she chose to call the the brother's girlfriend, and and leave the phone open so it could be, so that scene could be said. That could be stated. Let's see here. So I'm gonna read this here. What is this? Oh no, that was yesterday. All right, so look here, I got some more stuff. Raw says Hoover spent a lot of money to search for her. I really hope it's not fake. Yeah, and not just Hoover, but they had the federal, the FBI was involved. What about all the people that donated? What about that? What about that? Yeah, and I'm just gonna yeah, what about that? What about that? That's something to think about. You see, I want to go back and go over what I was talking about on Sunday. Right? I know what I want to do. I want to go back over because remember when we but this pseudocide, the act of staging your disappearance or death, is a thing that folks is doing. And the reason what makes this such an insult is because human trafficking is a serious something. It's serious business here. And women, and Black women in particular too, there's women all over. We need to make sure that we keep that broad, because it's not just Black women that are trafficked and these different, or victims. It's women, all women. So to, emotionally hijack us with this whole thing and having everybody scared. I know I was feeling like I wouldn't pull over to help nobody, baby or not. No help, no help. But the faking of one's disappearance, this pseudocide is also it's not as common, but I think that now that we got the social media, we can see that this kind of stuff probably been happening a lot more, but now we're just able to be aware of it because we do have this whole social media thing. Oh, got an eyelash up in there. This whole social media thing. So while I'm looking around on this, let me share this here next video with y'all. Okay, so we just did the parents. Just did that. I think I just did that one too. All right, so here we go, parents. Here's a quickie one. Oh, yeah, let me do this one quick. This is real quick. Nope, wait a minute. I did that wrong. All right, here we go. Up. And over here to share. And all right, so this here is new news too.
Disappearance in her return home. Carlee Russell's parents broke their silence this morning in an exclusive interview with NBC News.
It comes as demands for answers around the mysterious case grow. Carlee's parents maintain that their daughter was kidnapped, and they say the speculation about the situation is only making things worse.
She's having to deal with the trauma of people just making completely false allegations about her.
You need to squeeze a little bit harder so you can get some real tears to come out of there.
There were actually just so many calls and texts from people who maliciously lied to us. I just didn't know people could be so evil.
So far, police have not given any indication as to where Carlee was during the hour she was missing. Her parents are urging people to let the investigation play out.
What happened to the urging of when the parents was urging us to keep talking about it? Keep Carlee's name out there. Now y'all want us to be quiet? What happened to that urging? And now they want us
Carlee has given detectives her statement so that they can continue to pursue her abductor.
Do you believe that there's an
so they can continue to pursue her abductor? The police ain't never said they was pursuing no abductor. They trying to paint some some narrative here.
abductor still out there?
Absolutely.
Look at Pops.
NBC News reached out to the Hoover Police Department to ask if they're looking for an individual involved. Police just said they're following up on all information provided by Carlee.
Her parents say they cannot share any details, but they say there were moments their daughter was fighting for her life, both physically and mentally.
Days after her disappearance and her return home, Carlee Russell's parents.
Olivia said, I posted the link. Yep, it's sad. Shame. You posted the link? Hey, Kathy. Kathy said her parents must be really strict because she didn't even care about leaving the car running, the key in it, and the door open. Because that's part of the stage. That's part of the stage. Yeah, I'm going to have to, let me go on and read what I had come up with. It's clues on how to tell when somebody is faking this, when they ain't really, 5 signs that a person would show that has, done this whole pseudocide. All right. So it says identifying someone who has faked their own disappearance can be challenging as every case is unique. However, some signs might suggest that a disappearance is not what it seems. Here are 5 potential indicators. Number 1. Overemphasis on leaving evidence, right? Overemphasis on leaving evidence. So we got the car, the Mercedes-Benz with the driver's door open, the wig, the cell phone, the iWatch, all the stuff, right? This is overemphasis. And then 2, we got this the brother's girlfriend on the phone that said the phone was just left out open with an open line. All you heard was, whatever. You heard the stuff on there on the open line, right? Overemphasis. So that's the number 1. It says people who fake their own disappearance often want their absence to be noticed, right? So they might leave evidence behind that's a bit too perfect or conspicuous, such as a staged crime scene, a runaway note, or personal items arranged to suggest a struggle, right? So we got the wig, we got it was a scene stat, so that's number 1. We can check the box for that. Number 2, says prior talk or hints of disappearance. They may have spoken or hinted about disappearing or starting a new life in conversation with friends or family or through social media posts. Now, when I read this on Sunday night, I didn't really check the box here. But now, since the parents didn't come out and they talking about, they didn't put a statement out that they tried to warn Carlee about helping people because of this stuff. So to me, that checked the box for prior talk or hints about it. And it kind of ties in together that this could be like a group. This is it's not just her. Other people is involved on it too, because I don't see the parent and then the boyfriend talking all that stuff too. I don't see other people claiming this stuff too, unless they are involved on this here whole scam. Number 3 says financial irregularities. This can include significant withdrawals of money, the sudden sale of property, or closing down of accounts. They might also have made arrangements for financial survival after disappearing, such as setting up secret bank accounts. Number 4, right? I'm feeling this one going to be a box check. Number 4 says lack of plausible explanation for disappearance. Now, we saw the cars pull up on the side of the road like that and then just, vanish off into the woods. So to me, that's lack of plausible explanation of the disappearance. Says they might not be any indications of foul play, mental health issues, or life circumstances that would make the person likely to go missing suddenly, right? Here she was a nursing student, and then we hear she already had a bachelor's degree in sociology, so she's got some education. Hoover is an affluent area in, Alabama, so, and she got parents, all this stuff, right? So number 5 says sudden reappearance or communication, right? Like how she suddenly reappeared on Saturday night. Says if a person who was missing suddenly reappears without a clear explanation, or if they sporadically communicate with others, these could be signs that the disappearance was staged. It is important to remember that these signs are not definitive proof that someone has faked their disappearance, and they could also be present in cases where a person genuinely went missing. If you suspect that someone has faked their disappearance, it's important to share your concerns with law enforcement professionals who can investigate the matter appropriately. Misinterpretation can lead to false accusation and harm to innocent people, so careful professionals handling of this case is crucial, right? So to me, 4 of those boxes was checked in this whole situation. 4 of the boxes checked off on this here. Checked off these here boxes. Let's see here. You see, Olivia says, RN, the link, the police say no food was found, nor a toddler on the side of the express. Yeah, even we see on the video, I'm going to play the video in a minute, of the whole of 4 minutes and 41 seconds. I didn't see no toddler. I didn't see no toddler, no child, no teenager, no young adult, no elderly person. I didn't see nothing. I didn't see anything. Let's see here. Kathleen, hello and welcome to the All Around Attributed IN channel. Said she went to Target and got snacks, and those snacks were not in her car. She took them with her for her little journey through the woods. She was Little Red Riding Hood, Little Red Robin Hood. Oops. She says, I'm not pulling over now for nothing. I will call 911 and keep driving. Too much going on, shaking my head. Yeah, I know that's how I was feeling after I first heard. I was just like, I ain't stopping for nobody. You start worrying now. I'm looking over my shoulder every time I go to the parking lot or anything, because when we hear this little false stuff, like I was saying on Sunday, this kind of reminds me of the boy who cried wolf. The boy who cried wolf, people come when you cry wolf and then nothing happened. So when the real thing happened, nobody's coming because you didn't, cry wolf all this time. So let's see here. How about we get this? I think I got I haven't seen it yet. Oh, yeah, we just saw that one. Not just, but we did see a little bit earlier. Here we go. All right, so this here is a doctor's observation. Okay, this here is accidentally, I just clicked on this. So let's see what this is about. Oh, no, it's too long. Of homicide suspect. Okay, never mind. Let me get off. No. All right, here we go. We're going to play this and get some insight into this whole thing. All right, let's see what Dr. Grande is going to say here. Dr. Grande. All right. Dr. Grande.
Today's question is, can I analyze the case of Carlee Russel? Just a reminder, I'm not diagnosing anybody in this video, only speculating about what could be happening in a situation like this. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and consider supporting me on Patreon. I will put the link to Patreon in the description for this video. First, I'll look at the background of this case. It's quite brief. Move to the timeline of the incident, then offer my analysis. In 2023, 25-year-old Carlee Nicole Russel was a nursing student who lived with her parents in Hoover, Alabama. She went by the name Carlee. The city of Hoover is about 10 miles south of Birmingham. Carlee had a bachelor's degree in psychology. Now moving to the timeline.
Wow. Okay, so that's significant to know too, right? So,
of the incident.
Being crazy.
On Thursday, July 13, 2023, at about 8:20 p.m., Carlee Russel left her part-time job at the Woodhouse Day Spa in Birmingham. She stopped at a Mediterranean cafe about 4 miles away to pick up food for herself and for her mother. Carlee departed for home at around 9 p.m. in her red Mercedes-Benz. She was driving south on Interstate 459. At 9:34 p.m., she pulled over near mile marker 11, right before exit 10,
there we go.
and called 911 to report a boy walking alone on the side of the interstate. She said the boy was about 3 or 4 years old and wearing a white t-shirt and a diaper. Carlee's 911 call was...
See, when people be telling stories, so they don't really be considering all of the facts. It's like we saw in the Shanquilla Robinson case. They was telling some crazy, fantastic stories and stuff. So, 3 or 4 years old. Oh yeah, put him in a diaper. So it sounds even, she should have made him 1 to 2 years old if you're gonna be in a diaper. But see, when you're telling lies and stuff like that, you don't really be thinking about all of these details. You want to put this stuff out there because you want the narrative.
Was the only one received reporting a child on the interstate, despite the presence of many other vehicles on the roadway during this time. 2 minutes later, at about 9:36 p.m., Carlee called her brother's girlfriend and stopped to check on the boy. According to Carlee's mother, the brother's girlfriend heard Carlee say, "Are you okay?"
According to Carlee's mother, not according to the girlfriend. The brother's girlfriend. I don't even believe there's a real brother's girlfriend. You know what I mean? Because they just put that out there. How come we haven't heard from her? She should be getting her little 5 minutes of fame too, right? Because she's the last person to hear her. You're the last person to hear her, right? You don't think she won't tell her story? Tell her side of the story? I was talking to her and I heard her ask the baby, the child, if it was okay. Wait a minute, did we hear that what the sex of this kid was? They said a boy, white male child.
Presumably the question was directed at the boy on the side of the interstate. The brother's girlfriend did not hear a response from the boy. Moments later, she heard Carlee screaming, followed by the sound of traffic on the interstate.
Wow.
The police arrived on the scene within 5 minutes, but could not find Carlee
4 minutes and
or
41
the
seconds.
child. Carlee's Mercedes-Benz was on the shoulder of the interstate. The engine was running and the door was open. Presumably, they were referring to the driver's side door. Carlee's cell phone, hat, and wig were on the ground. Her purse was found inside her vehicle. The police desperately searched for Carlee without success as the case gained national attention.
And we see the police was throwing that drone up within a few minutes. So we don't know if the drone saw her crawling through the woods. So that's why I'm saying, somebody had said earlier, let me see here, that they say Carlee need to, here we go. Yeah, Brenda has said that she made a comment to Carlee that she need to face the public and admit that she lied, because once they put out those, the rest of the videos, just like they got that satellite video to show the car pulling up there, you don't think that there's video footage of you walking through the woods or wherever you went? Well, it had to be through the woods. We saw you walking through the woods or walk towards the wood and then disappear in the brush. They gonna play these, they gonna roll the videos back now that they got a time frame. So Brenda is right. You need to go on and just be like, I wanted some attention. Go easy on me. Have mercy on me. But this definitely needs to be addressed. You know what I mean? Definitely needs to. Let me see where I'm at. All right, let's see here. Okay, She-Rain says, ain't no abductor. Look at the father's face. I agree with you. And then on one of those videos, I should play it a little bit later, how the father was holding the mom. They seem like it's all, there's little nuances in there. I'll point them out when we play the video, but yes. Glenda says, the American people have a right to know what happened. She brought this to the media. Now the police, FBI, drones, and any law enforcement. Yes, I agree. Raw says, wow. All right. Glenda also says the American people, taxpayers' money is involved. Yes. And then people gave gifts and offerings within moments. $20,000 was, donated. Then the police put in $5,000 to the Crime Stoppers. And then folks was giving money and, media coming out there. Yeah. So this, who's going to pay for all that? Taxpayers paid a lot of money too. Olivia said, the article says police say they never received any additional calls regarding a toddler walking down the interstate, and at this time have obtained no evidence of a toddler near the scene. Exactly. What do people think? Y'all don't think that, when there's an accident, it don't just be one person. Multiple people will call. 911 will report receiving multiple calls of gunshots, multiple calls of shots fired, multiple calls of a crash, multiple calls of a toddler walking on the freeway. Y'all saw all the cars going by. None of them saw it. Not one. Not none other person saw that. All right, let's see what the good doctor got to say.
Attention. There was a traffic surveillance camera on Interstate 459 where Carlee stopped her vehicle. This camera captured Carlee's Mercedes-Benz pulling onto the shoulder of the interstate on the southbound side. The hazard lights.
So if the hazard lights is coming up right on up in here and you see the kid, why are you driving way down there? Why? You saw the baby back here. This car didn't see it. This one didn't. None of these cars, nobody saw it. And you already passed the baby, because here's when you enter the scene right here. So the poor little child, you just going and zooming on by.
Of her vehicle were activated. Carlee's vehicle appeared to travel for several hundred feet on the shoulder before coming to a stop. She can be seen exiting the driver's side of her vehicle and walking around the back to the passenger side. Eventually, the police can be observed arriving at the scene. During the portion of the video that has been released, only Carlee can be seen by her vehicle. There is no child, there is no other vehicle, there is no kidnapper.
Thank you.
No one else is there. There's a lot of traffic, but nobody else stopped. Again, Carlee reported seeing a child on the interstate, so he should have been there when she was pulling over. The police received a tip about a gray car and a man standing outside of Carlee's vehicle during the time of the incident.
In the tip, they said a single witness. A single witness.
But they disregarded that tip because it did not match what had been captured
Thank you.
on the video. On Saturday, July 15, 2023, 2 days after Carlee went missing, her family called the police during the evening and told them that Carlee had called them. Carlee stated that she was at the Red Roof Inn.
Okay, remember number 5 was the people reappearing or making communicating out of the blue, right? To checking the boxes
On Montgomery Highway in Birmingham, Alabama. It's not exactly clear what happened, but Carlee was not found there when people went looking for her. At about 10:44 p.m., Carlee arrived to her family's home. Evidently, she made her way there on foot. She was transported to a hospital.
Wow. So, okay. So if you have been held hostage, you've been kidnapped, you've been, you've been, they said abducted, right? And you get free. You walking home? Or you going to the first lit up business? Call the police. I need help. I've been taken away. I've been held hostage against my will for the last 2 days. But you walk home. You walk past all this help to get home, right? Or were you already at home?
Carlee was treated and released. She made a statement to the police, but they have not disclosed what she said or what she was doing during the 49 hours she was missing. Now moving to my analysis. This case has been controversial. Some people believe Carlee's story. Other people have compared it to the case of Sherry Papini. This is a not so subtle way of implying that Carlee was lying and staged her own kidnapping. In addition to these two theories, there are those who believe that Carlee may have experienced a mental health episode. So there was no kidnapping, but there was no lying.
And the reason why I say, okay, let me see.
Lying either. Carlee did not understand what she was doing.
The reason why I say that is a dry bologna sandwich is because if that was the case, when they transferred her to UAB, it's a big hospital, major hospital. If she was having any type of mental crisis, mental something, it would have been found in the evaluation at the emergency department. Screening for mental health screen outs is exactly because when the paramedics and whatever didn't find anything to treat there, now they take her to the ER so they can figure out that maybe something going on here, right? She was evaluated and released. So that means they didn't find that, because if they found some kind of mental health, they would have put her on a 72-hour hold. She'd still been there on a hold.
Let's take a look at the evidence both for and against the idea that Carlee was kidnapped, starting with the factors that support this theory. Carlee called 911 and said there was a boy on the side of the interstate. She also called her brother's girlfriend and said the same thing. Carlee was studying to be a nurse. In general, nursing students are thought of as honest and as having integrity.
You're supposed to, but yeah. Wickedness exists all over.
It is a helping profession.
Yeah.
There are several reasons to...
That's why she was a nursing student and not a nurse. A lot of people, just because you go to school for nursing don't mean that you're going to finish and complete it. And it's, so she probably would have been weeded out with this type of energy. But
I believe that Carlee was inclined to tell the truth. Carlee was captured on video stopping her vehicle on the interstate, which is consistent with her 911 call. Carlee left her vehicle and other property behind, which is what would most likely happen during a kidnapping. If Carlee did not encounter someone else on the side of the interstate, how did she get away from the area before the police arrived? Again, they were there within 5 minutes.
Yep.
Even though there was no kidnapper captured on video surveillance, it's possible that Carlee was kidnapped. Perhaps the assailant arrived outside of the time frame of the video, which was released to the public.
But then the police would have saw it. The police would have saw it.
There appears to be a gap of a few minutes between when her car stopped and when the police could be seen arriving.
2 minutes.
It's also possible that Carlee made her way to an adjacent neighborhood and was kidnapped there. This would explain why the kidnapper was never seen. As far as
But now listen to how ridiculous that sounds. So if all of the stuff prior to this is lies, why now do we want to believe that she got kidnapped at some other spot, right? What's the odds of that happening? All right, so it wasn't here. So then explain why the car was left, the door open when the motor running, and all those things was left there if she wasn't kidnapped there. Right? So that's staging there.
There's the absence of a boy on the video surveillance. Maybe Carlee was simply mistaken. When she stopped to help the person who she thought was a boy, it turned out to be a kidnapper. Now moving to the factors that contradict the theory that Carlee was kidnapped. Other than Carlee's Mercedes, no other vehicle can be seen stopping along the interstate in the surveillance video.
Wow.
There was no boy on the video, not on the side of the interstate or anywhere else in the area.
I didn't see it.
Even if the camera somehow missed the child, it's difficult to believe that no other motorist would have reported seeing him.
Yes.
It is unusual to see a toddler on the interstate.
With a diaper.
Most people would pay attention to that and think to themselves, they should call someone. Out of the myriad drivers and passengers passing by, Carlee was the only person to see the boy. Prior to stopping her vehicle, Carlee drove for several hundred feet on the shoulder with her hazard lights on. How could she have seen the boy from that distance? So she was the only person to see the boy, and she saw him at an incredible distance. Carlee exited her vehicle and was presumably interacting with a boy who was not actually there. In addition to no one else calling 911 about a boy along the interstate, there was no report about a missing child in the area. The location where Carlee stopped along the interstate just happened to be near a neighborhood and near an exit. This would be a good place to meet with someone.
Wow. Okay. Because remember when we did the Google Earth, we saw that right behind those woods was a neighborhood. So let me pull this back just a little bit, see what he said again.
Stopped along the interstate, just happened to be near a neighborhood and near an exit. This would be a good place to meet with somebody if one was perpetrating a hoax and wanted to get away quickly. It is very unusual for a kidnapper to use a child to lure a victim. If a kidnapper was going to do this, presumably they would have been targeting a female old enough to drive. How would the kidnapper have known that a female driver alone in a vehicle would be the one who stopped? It could have been a police officer who stopped, or multiple people could have stopped. There were many ways for this boy along the interstate tactic to fail. It would almost certainly have failed. The report about Carlee.
She should have picked like a deserted street or something like that. I mean, where it wouldn't be any witness. It'd just be your word, against hopefully nothing, and you probably would have had a better opportunity that they, no cameras and stuff. But you pick a busy highway.
Carlee being at the Red Roof Inn seems suspicious. Maybe she was never there, but if she was, why would a perpetrator bring her there? Was he trying to make sure that Carlee had an even more disappointing kidnapping experience than expected? Also, why would he let her make a phone call?
Yeah.
It's like this assailant forgot to read the kidnapper's handbook. When Carlee returned to her parents' home and made a statement to the police, why didn't the police immediately arrest the assailant?
Thank you.
One would think that this would be a priority, mostly because of the kidnapping part. The police clearly know more information than they made public.
They had the drones
If there was
out.
really a kidnapper on the loose, why haven't they notified the public about the...
They had the drones out. Remember, we heard that on the 911 tape. You want me to dispatch, put the drones out? Yeah, that'd be great. So now this is happening within minutes. So who knows? The drone probably already coming through the walking through the woods, or coming through the woods on a bike or something. I don't know. Getting through the woods on a 4x4.
the danger. It seems like they don't believe there is a danger for the public.
It should.
When considering all the evidence available at the time I'm making this video, do I think that Carlee Russel was kidnapped? No, I do not believe that she was kidnapped.
Wow.
If she really was abducted, her experience represents one of the most incredible and unlikely kidnappings that has ever occurred.
Tip number one that said that, it was hard to imagine. No, that was tip number 3. Unplausible, this whole little story. And that's exactly what's going on.
It is worth noting that even though I think that Carlee was never kidnapped, this doesn't necessarily mean that she was lying. As I talked about before, she may have been suffering from some type of mental health episode. This would also explain why the police have been so careful about releasing information.
Now, the reason why I'm calling BS on the mental health episode is because if that was true, then she would have still been having the episode. She would have probably been found roaming around in the woods. So if she was having a mental break, where the hell was she for the 48 hours? The mental break person would still be roaming around, wandering around. Where were you for 48 hours? Where did you sleep? Where did you piss and poop?
Maybe they don't want to accuse her of anything because they're not certain that she knew what she was doing. Carlee's mother made a statement during an interview that I found to be curious. She suggested that during the incident, Carlee had been mentally fighting for her life. Now, she also mentioned physical.
That, to me, sounds like she's trying to give an out. Here's the opportunity. You just tell the people that you had a mental break. That's what we're going to go on at. They're just digging a bigger hole for themselves.
Fighting. But this is still an unusual thing to say under the circumstances.
Thank you.
Perhaps there was a kidnapping. Carlee's mind was the victim, and a mental health condition was the perpetrator.
Okay.
There's no way to know for certain. If this was a mental health episode, I don't think that any charges should be filed.
But it's impossible for it to be a mental health episode because people that are having these mental episodes aren't aware of it. These were strategic moves that was done. Get off the phone with 911 to call the friend so the boyfriend, this brother's girlfriend could say, I heard screaming and the phone fell down. I heard screaming. It sounded like it was shuffling around and background noise, traffic noise.
This should really be dealt with by mental health counselors. One could argue that Carlee has suffered enough. She was away from home for 2 days. She is now the object of an incredible amount of scrutiny.
Yep.
And she may have spent time at a Red Roof Inn. It's
that Red Roof Inn, huh? You see, Olivia says Carlee stopped at the Target on Highway 280 and purchased some snack food type items before arriving at the scene of her disappearance. Those items were not found anywhere in or around Carlee's car. So y'all think she had her tent out there? But I don't think she was out there because of all of the footwork, people, walking through the woods. And then it wasn't like it was just woods. behind those trees was the neighborhood, right? So she had her some snacks. She had enough food for the weekend. She had her survival bag. Ooh, what's up? Sharon says, salute RN and the beauties. Yes, welcome our beauties. Let's see here. Baby Queen said, it's the wig for me. I know, huh? So I was struggling to give out this wig. She Rain said she left that hat and wig to fit the narrative of being abducted. Shaking my head. Yes, I'm telling y'all. Where my words at again here? The five. Let me go over these tips one more time. Where my tips at? Where are my tips? No. I have some tips here on how to spot when somebody's faking this stuff here. But I would like, let me just break this down too real quick. It says, it's worth noting that some people fake their disappearance as a prank or to get attention, which is highly irresponsible and can waste valuable resources. So the valuable resources that are being wasted, it says, when I say that some people fake their disappearance as a prank or to get attention, I'm referring to situations where individuals intentionally make it appear as if they're gone missing when in fact they haven't. They might do this as a joke or to create drama and attract attention to themselves. For example, a person might leave behind a note suggesting they've run away or been kidnapped. Or they might stop communicating with friends and family, prompting them to report a missing person. So the resources are the police and other resources, emotional distress, public attention, legal consequences, because in a lot of states, it's illegal to do this here, right? And desensitization. Desensitization. You ain't sensitive to it no more because people done cried wolf. So when the real person gets abducted or the real kidnappers show up, nobody cares because, that's what they do. All right, so let's see here. She left the hat and wig. So the hat and wigs is the number one tip where it says overemphasizing on leaving evidence, right? That was a lot of evidence. The phone, open line, right? It says overemphasize on leaving evidence, right? So we left her the cell phone after I say, right? And leave the phone there. And wig. So, they took, I was struggling to come up out of that wig. And y'all know, I mean, I ain't gonna go there. But sisters, they had them wigs on pretty tight. I don't know. Maybe. All right. So overemphasizing, right? We got that there. And see, She Bane also says, I'm sorry, but somebody off their meds or needs some meds. Yeah. What's up, Anisha? Anisha said, that girl is lying. Forgive me, God, if I'm wrong. Yeah, I don't, and that was the reason why people were attacking folks that was saying this, because look how obvious it is. Everyone is feeling like they've been lied to. And so the people, the wicked people or the negative people that agree with folks, doing this type of hustle or illegal stuff to get stuff, will attack the people that said, hey, this is fishy, right? Y'all need to stop because you should just be happy that she's returned home safely. No, I think we deserve some type of something. We need to know what's who. She says, look at the math. The math not mathing. Yes, exactly. This ain't adding up. And like I said, over here, we all about math and science. 1 + 1 will always equal 2, right? And we see that when people telling you story, it don't add up. It don't add up. And if this was true, why they have to wait 2 days before they give the statement, right? Because they got to come up with the lie. The truth is just the truth. The truth don't need no time to, put it together. The truth don't need no explanation. It don't need none of that stuff. None of it. None of it. All right. Please hit the like button. Thank y'all so much for stopping by. Hit the like button and hit Hit the like button. All right, so let's see here. I don't need that. All right, so let's go ahead and do, like I said, I like to go back to the beginnings of when things happen and then see how the story changes. So here is Sunday story. Oh. All right, no, I don't want to do that one. Let's try. Let me see what y'all talking about over here. See, Raul says, he's giving some greetings there. Olivia says, exactly at Baby Queen, how she lost a wig, keys and all in an alleged struggle by the car. That's what I'm saying. So, like, you know, they said clue number 1 is the stage scene, like making stuff look like it's been a struggle, right? And we ain't see no struggle. No struggle by the car, and she don't have no scars, no bruises, trying to get from a kidnapper in 48 hours. Yeah, just walked away. Come on now, please. Thank you. Because the longer you're gone, the less chances of you being found alive, because you didn't, how you just walk back in. You can't just walk back in and say, give me space to get myself together. No, that's not how this works. What's up, Andrew? Andrew says, actually, with Biden, it's this entire country suffering a severe mental health crisis. Thank you so much. Yes. Yes. And that's because they are allowing people to walk around with delusional thinking. They're allowing people to walk around with delusional thinking. We got XY chromosomes talking about they XX. And then the people that are trying to stay sane and focus on reality are being attacked because we aren't supporting other people with their delusional thinking. And like I tell y'all, as a nurse, we're not trained to support delusional thinking. If a person has anorexia, right? Person that got anorexia, a person's kid have anorexia. I just say a person, a grown-up got anorexia. Anorexia, eating disorder, it's mental too. The person perceives themselves as overweight, and they do things like excessive dieting, exercising, starving themselves to lose weight that they don't have, right? That is considered a mental illness. The person would be treated for that. We would not support that. We would not say, oh yeah, you fat, and yep, you don't need to be eating. You done had enough meals. You need to hold back on that. Yep. Now, she identifies with fat. So everybody, when you see her, make sure you call her a fat cow. She identifies with fat. We don't go around making people support that delusion. Yep, Biden, I agree. And that's why I keep telling y'all we need to get these Democrats out that's supporting this whole delusion and stuff and trying to infect the whole country with this mental health, right? They're trying to make it contagious. Andrew said, wasn't there a fertility doctor found to then be the sire of several hundred? I'm lost on that one. All right. She Rain says, RN, you're right. Only the strong survive. Only the strong survive nursing. Yeah, I know that you're trying to say that. Only the strong survive. My sage at. Only the strong survive. You're absolutely right. Yeah, She Rain, you nurse too, huh? Anisha Blackwell says she would be weeded out as an RN with that kind of energy. Thank you. Thank you. People ain't knowing, shoot. This, yeah. People ain't knowing. They ain't recognizing. People ain't recognizing. Y'all right. Thank y'all for saying that too. Let folks know. It ain't, she wasn't material there. Andrew says her parents need to come out on their knees. Yep. And beg for forgiveness. But it to me, okay, that's what I want to do. I'm going to play the mom's the first part of the interviews and stuff with how that from live was coming down. Is it here? Yeah. All right, so let's play the driving, the video of the let's play the video of the car on the highway. Let's see, where is that at? Okay, here we go. All right. Like I said, it's 4 minutes and 41 seconds. All right. Here we go. And I'll be talking along the way here because there's no sound on this. And this one is the enhanced version, meaning that it's going to be lighter over here. All right. So y'all know this is the dark. It's dark. It's dark down these roads. Now look at this road. Look here. Trees on the side. Let me make this bigger. Trees on both sides. Like these woods, right? But we know that there is neighborhood behind these here bushes here. All right. Here we go. All right. So apparently this is when she's saw the kid. She's driving. She continued to drive. And if you look over here, no kid, no child around. No child left behind. All right, she's still driving. Nobody see no kids. Nobody see nothing. You continue to drive there. All right. Continuing to drive. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. All right. Let me stop this because I want to do something here. So you want to hear my commentary. I'm going to pull it back because we're going to watch that and listen to the 911 tape. That's what I want to do. Hey, what's going on, Lynetta? Lynetta Young says, hey, RN. Someone said there is a 8 gate surrounding that community. 8-inch gate surrounding that community. We kind of saw that community on Sunday when we did the Google Earth. And yeah. And the funny thing to me was that there is a video when she supposedly had come back on Saturday night and they showed the neighborhood. To me, it seems like it looked like the neighborhood where she lived at. All right. So we'll see on that. I'll leave you laughing too. Hey, Harmonize. Hi, y'all. What's going on? Is that the same Harmonize? I don't know. Is it? Harmonize says, why is it every time Black women make a bad decision, they holler mental health when the math doesn't math? Yeah, right? Because I guess that's like a quick little easy out. Just put it off on being crazy. I had a mental break. Let me see here. Where am I? Here we go. 911 tape. All right. So we got that there. And all right, let me close out some of these boxes. You can go. Oh, here we go. All right, so that's that. All right. All right. Let me go. All right. I did it. So keep in mind, she didn't sell it back here. See there? So that means she chose. She chose. She said her right there. Out the car. Look at it. So doing this part, she done already got on the phone with them. White t-shirt and diaper. Mm. I know. So if y'all wasn't paying attention, we saw the shadow walk off up in there. 2 minutes and 38 seconds. All right. So now they're getting the call about the female screaming. Ah. Police checking for assets available. They trying to ping the phone. You police working fast. They about to get the drone. Wow. First call from her, second call from the family. See? Drama. Yeah, I'll hear them. They say they about to get the drone out there. They getting the drone. That was within minutes, right? Because they had already got up to the car. The car left abandoned with the engine running, right? Now look at here. It's a constant cars are driving down this here highway here. So you mean to tell me that nobody saw a kidnapper here, right? Look here. Constant, cars coming. Constant cars. Constant cars. Okay, there go the police. Sorry. I did that yesterday too. All right, so constant police. Raul says that's true, RN. A mental break doesn't just stop once it gets to that level. Yeah. And it's too much plotting stuff out. It's too much planning. You having a mental break, you not, doing all these little strategic, intricate type of planning and all this kind of stuff where you setting the scene. This ain't no mental break. She would have still been fumbling around in the woods. And where were you? Where were you? You had all those people joining arm in arm, walking, covering that woods inch by inch, looking for you. And if the police, because we hear that they got the drone out within minutes, so they probably already saw what was going on with that, right? Why didn't they get the dogs out to try to pick up the scent and do all those things? And they never said kidnapping. They always called this missing person. And when she was returned, they never said they was looking for anybody. Never, ever said anything. Or even went to investigate about who had her. So the police know she was at that Red Robin on her or red roof or whatever thing was, the little motel. She's at the telly. Hey, she's at the telly. All right. Amanai says she probably wishes she had a breakdown if that info about her flunking out of RN school and getting caught stealing from work is true. What? Yeah, nursing school ain't no joke. So flunking out, there was lots of people that, you know, it was dropping like flies. But wow. And stealing. See, these are character you know, indications of some people that would do something like this, right? What's up, Angela? Angela said, this is very good coverage of this topic. Art. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You know, at first, when I first talked about it, I was, you know, like I said, I had got all set up to do a live on human trafficking. You know, I was about to, women, we need to go take self-defense classes. We need to don't stop to help no babies, old people, nobody. Save yourself. And then when I started putting the two, I was like, wait a minute, this ain't adding up. This sounds like story. And if one thing, I know how to spot a lie. I'm real good at that. They start giving too many details in the story and stuff and setting it up, you know, like, look at this, what we want you to believe. So they, you know, provide a, you know, a brief introduction. All right. Sharon says, that would truly be a shame if this was truly fake. It truly would. Baby Queen says she's going to mess around and get banned from the Alabama Board of Nursing and not be able to sit for her boards and take the NCLEX. That's true. She can be behaving like this as a nurse or even a nursing student. That is true. That is true. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you on that. Let's see. Lynetta says, Ariane, I know I'm late, but oh Lord, please don't tell me this girl is not telling the truth. I thought she was all scared up. It ain't looking too good for her, Lynetta. I ain't gonna lie, because you know, all these details. I was reading off the signs of, you know, the top 5 indicators that somebody's faking their disappearance. Is called pseudocide. I didn't even know it was a term, but after this thing happened, I had to do a little bit of research. I was asking the AI, like, what is going on? Why would somebody do this? And they said the 5 signs that someone is, you know, faking it, overemphasizing on leaving evidence, which we saw she did that. The talking about it, just recently, they said the parents said that they was warning her about stopping, that it was going to be a trap, right? And that's how we was all thinking when we first heard about this stuff. You know, that's how they set up people to get trafficked, to get picked up. Kimberly says, this does not make sense because in today's time, we have our iPhones or watches with us, and you would stay on the phone until the operator or even your iPad. The drone is extra. Yeah. But, you know, we heard the dispatcher say, hey, you want me to, you know, the police officer said, you know, what about the drone? You want us to put up the drone? Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. So the drone probably saw everything, because it was only like a 2-minute head start, So it probably heard this dig her little hole while she's hanging out, hiding at the red roof. Yes. Kimberly says, there was never a sketch of a child. Exactly, because there was never a child. Never a child. There was no kid involved. Even the details that she was given on the kids don't match up, right? What 3 or 4 year old walking around with a t-shirt and a diaper? But when people be lying and so they maybe over exaggerate on, part of the story. Yeah, I saw, a 4-year-old walking around with a diaper. And the other big clue for me is that 911 is going to try to keep you on the line, remain on the line until help arrives. And most of the time, they're going to stay on the phone with 911 because the dispatcher is communicating with the police or the emergency medical response. They're communicating with the witness, all of that. So they're juggling. They're putting all this stuff together. So you staying in connection with them is highly important. That's why you hear the one officer say, is the person still on the phone? Negative. But they said they'll stay at the scene, right? So who says that? It's dark. It's like 9:30 at night. It's pitch black. I think I would take my chances with staying on the phone with 911. With 911, not get off the phone with safety to call my brother's girlfriend, baby mama, sister, uncle, cousin, right? Yeah. So there was no sketch of a child because she was the only one who saw the child. And, we didn't see her back until Saturday. And then why didn't she talk about the child? Y'all thought we was going to forget about the child? Now they telling us give her space so she can figure all this stuff out. What about the child? Address that. Let's see here. Brenda says, Carlee was fighting for her life. In her mind, I suspect she was crying every time she thought about going home to mom and dad. Oh, because you got to face the lie. But I don't know. To me, it looks like that they were in on it too. It looks like they were in on it too. Like I said, after I read a few more of these comments, we're gonna play, the first video when she was still missing, and they was, pleading to social media to not let this go. Please keep our baby's name in y'all's mouth. Please speak of her. Don't let it die down. And then the total confidence that the mom was displaying on, oh, she's a fighter. She's going to come. She's coming out of this. Yeah, she's coming out because she's upstairs in the closet, right? All right, let's see. She Rain says, if it's not mental, then what is it? Wicked, evilness, greed, attention. In this era now, especially when people want to get attention, we got a lot of narcissists out there, and social media is their playground. And these narcissists, they have, a magical thinking and stuff. So they're not thinking about all these things that happen in the long run. They're thinking that they're smarter than people. And I got a great plan here. When I leave the car here with the car door open, I drop this wig, and some people gonna think that I was taken. That they put the kid there as a trap. They put the kid there as a trap to lure me in there. Then all of a sudden, that's how I got taken. But you didn't think that, what kidnapper would pick a busy interstate to set a trap to hopefully the person who falls for the trap happens to be a young woman, right? Because it ain't like they trafficking old women. So, I was feeling safe on that. For those of you who don't know, I'm 52 years old. So I was thinking like this, that should give me a little bit of protection there. Like, here, ain't nobody looking for Olivia Stitt. Oh, I've been calling you Smith this whole time. All right. All the headlines from other vehicles. Not one person saw a toddler besides her. Oh, Lord, make it make sense. Shaking my head. Exactly. That's what I was saying too, y'all. Whenever something like this happens, they're going to be getting multiple calls from people saying, hey, I saw this. Hey, I saw that. Right? What we know is that they said it was a single witness. A single witness saw this man in the silver car standing over Carlee's vehicle, right? Single witness, right? So nothing could be collaborated. Kimberly says, spelling correction, there was never a sketch of the child. Plus, with the area being pitch black, you can't see a deer or horse. I enter the road and the animal is blinded by the car lights. Yeah, exactly. And I told y'all it's dark. It's pitch black. There's no lights out there except for the headlights. So yeah, highly unlikely that she saw any kids over there. And then we saw the video too, y'all. You know, video 4 minutes and 41 seconds. Not a child in sight. Olivia said, I don't think she realized that cameras on expressways with cat stuff. Yep, that's where she messed up at. Yeah, and that's why I'm saying the best thing should have been was when they saw that they zeroed in on the video, because somebody else was saying, other people was commenting saying, well, how do we know that was her? It could have been any car. The reason why I don't believe that it was any car is because the police showed up to the red Mercedes that was, you know, registered to her. So, and then from there, people don't recognize that these satellites are all over. You can see whatever you want. All you need is the time. So once they got the 911 call and the police was on it, now we got timestamps. That's how they was able to zero in, pull the camera back, you know, a few minutes before she actually showed up there. That's why the police wasn't out looking and putting out an Amber Alert for a missing toddler, because there wasn't one. Yeah, they knew this was a dry bologna sandwich from the beginning. Yep. And my thing is this too. What are these parents going on? They need to be trying to figure out a new lie to, you know, kind of step away from this and stuff. And be like, somebody got to be the scapegoat. So eeny, meeny, miny, mo. We just say, hey, this is what she told us. This is what she told us. Somebody need to do something. Somebody need to go and step up to the plate here. Olivia says, not only does a kidnapper has to grab her, but don't a second person gotta grab the baby? Lord, I pray she get therapy and believe her parents know truth. Yeah, know the truth. Yep. Yeah, I believe that the parents are in on it. Otherwise, why the mama wasn't making the brother's girlfriend tell the police what you heard, right? Because it was only secondhand information to her. Where is the girlfriend? Lies, lies, lies. Raw says some of the searchers got poison ivy looking for her. The family owes an explanation. Yes. Yeah, they're out there walking through them woods and all them trees and bushes and stuff. And see, She Rain says, so y'all saying it's not mental illness? She planned to run away with a man or something, or she was scared to face her family for some reason or another and wanted attention? Yeah, it could be a plethora of any of those. You know, she's got a bunch of choices here. Let me go back and tell y'all what I had discovered on reasons why folks would do this. Because there was some reasons, you know, people could have some situations going on. Let's see, where is that at? Was it here? Where did I write that at? All right, one more video then. Let's see here. Raw says, it's sad because things like that does happen. And what about the next person? And it really happened. Exactly. Like I was telling y'all about that boy that cried wolf. Back in my day, there was a book, you know, about the boy who cried wolf. So apparently the boy was, you know, responsible to sound the alarm if the wolf came up in there, right? Sound the alarm so the people come running, run the wolf out of there because the wolf trying to eat the sheep or chicken, whatever it was. Anyway, So the boy bored, woof, woof, woof. And so the people in the town, everybody coming running. Where? Wolf where? Where the wolf at? Where that wolf? What? You know, they ready. Where the wolf? Ain't no wolf, right? So do it again. Everybody come running. Where the wolf? Where the wolf? Where the wolf? Right? No wolf. By the third time, when he cried out wolf, people was already tired of that baloney, and nobody came. So when the real wolf showed up and he woof, 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 people was like, oh, think I'll go to bed now. Nobody cares. So anyway, that's what happens when you cry wolf. And the same thing applies here, because now when the real people are getting abducted and all this kind of stuff, people are going to be less likely to want to help, because I got poison ivy walking through the woods searching for this last person that's sitting up there goofing off, playing around. Or I donated $20,000 for somebody to just play with. Yeah, people out here playing. People is playing. Let's see, here's this. All right, so let's see here. I want to play a quick little video from days past. Let's see, is this it here? Got that. Twitter. Okay, here we go. And that ain't it either. Yes, it is. Okay, here we go. Ha ha ha. All right, so we're going to play this here. This is the old stuff here. Let's spend a little time on this and pick out some more. Oh, look at here. Let me go get this real quick. What's up, nosy ho? Nosy ho. I ain't heard from you since back in, what's that, November, December. Nosy ho says, Carlee lied about everything. It's deep and disturbing. I believe you. And that's how I'm feeling too. I'm like, this here whole thing sounds like a dry bologna sandwich. Thank you, Nosy Ho, for putting out your input in there. Let me see where I'm at. Back up here. All right, so this here, this here is from Saturday, right? So this is her her mysterious reappearing with no explanation, right? Clue number 5 says here, Hoover 911 was called at approximately 10:45 p.m. after the 25-year-old nursing student returned to the Hoover home she shared with her parents. Hoover Police Chief Nick Drizes said Russel showed up at her parents' house alone. She was taken by paramedics to a hospital for evaluation. Look at this. People out there under tents and all that stuff, searching, doing all this stuff. Volunteers. People gave. Volunteers gathered at a Hoover meet on July 14th. So the next day, people coming out there gathering to search for Carlee Russel. Where Russel has been for the last 2 days was not immediately clear. Additionally, information will be provided when it becomes available. A police statement read, friends and family members remain outside UAB emergency room early until Sunday morning. Police and family members previously said Russel was on her way home from work Thursday night and picking up dinner at Colonnade when she spotted a young child on Interstate 459. Russel said she was stopping to see if she could help. Just like most of us nurses, we love helping. Nursing, like I always tell people, 90% of nursing is caring, right? So she pulling over tugged at her heartstrings to see this poor little toddler, this poor little white baby walking around on Highway 449 in a white t-shirt and a diaper. She should have put in there a dirty diaper. Walking around in a dirty diaper. Walking around in that dirty diaper on the freeway. Says Russell said she was stopping to see if she could help. Russell also reportedly called 911. Russel was on the phone with her brother's girlfriend when the girlfriend reported hearing Russel scream. Next, the girlfriend only heard noises on the interstate with traffic. Early Saturday evening, police were dispatched to the Red Roof Inn on Montgomery Highway in Vestivia Hills. Wow, Vestivia Hills. All right, so this was before she was before she came in. It says early Saturday evening, not Saturday night when she came in at 10:45. So early Saturday evening, police were dispatched. So the police went to this Red Roof. And see, people be thinking they can outsmart the police. They got the drones got some information on you. They just letting you dig your hole, dig your own little grave here. All right, so here we go. Here is a story. Oh.
Thursday, that's according to police in Hoover, Alabama. I want to get right to NBC's Priscilla Thompson, who's on this for us. Priscilla, there's a lot of mystery here. If you could kind of unpack what we know, what happened to this young woman, and then also the mystery surrounding the toddler she claimed.
See, people already wouldn't believe it. This here was on, she said, toddler, she claimed. People nowadays are scared to call a person a liar. People are scared to call out lies. People are scared because they want to cancel you and attack you and say that you've been all these different things when you pointing out the truth. Like you can't say, look, this XY chromosome got a penis right here, right? You get people want to attack you as opposed to just accept reality. She said claim. That came out of her mouth. Claim to see.
That she saw when she went missing.
Yeah, Yasmin, a lot of mystery here. Police actually just released an updated statement a few minutes ago, so I'll try to tick through this. They say that late last night at around 10:45 local time, Carlee Russel returned home, and that was when they got a 911 call from the residents saying that she had returned home on foot. At that point, police
Not how did she get home? Where was she at? Where you been for the last 2 days, young lady?
Dispatched medics to go to the house. They checked her out, and they ultimately transported her to a hospital for evaluation. And the hospital tells us that she...
Not treatment. Evaluation.
Was released this morning. So at this point, she should be with her family, sort of continuing that recovery. But there are still a lot of questions after more than 2 days of people searching in this wooded area off of the interstate, going to gas stations, rest stops, hotels, searching, putting up flyers, trying to find her. And of course, all of this started Thursday night. Carlee was on her way home from work when she called 911 saying that she saw a toddler on Interstate 495. She pulled over. At that point, we know from the police and also the family that she was on the phone with a family member. That family member describes hearing.
To me, that goes more to tip number one when it says that they overemphasize on the evidence, right? So I need that family member to say, I heard her screaming and then the sound, I don't know, right? And the phone being left open. Right? Because people be watching all these little crime dramas and stuff. So, you know, your imagination can run wild and be like, oh, yeah, she was attacked and they dropped the phone, left it at the scene, and she was, you know, taken. They used the child as bait to lure her to, you know, kidnap her for they can snatch and grab. Right? But not thinking that, so what kidnapper is going to plan to snatch and grab on the interstate? How are you going to target somebody on the interstate? These must be some dumb kidnappers. Brenda says Carlee was fighting for her life. In her mind, I suspect she was crying. Oh, I read this. Okay. How do I get it back up there? Olivia says, all the headlights from the other vehicles, not one person saw the toddler besides her. Oh, Lord, make it make sense. Yeah, I feel you on that one. Let's see here. Got some more. Kimberly says, oh, I did that too. Oh, I know. Must have saw something come up in here. Olivia says, not only does a kidnapper has to grab her, but I did that too. Good heavens. Here go a new name I ain't seen in a minute. What's up, Gigi? Gigi said, that's absurd. Why would her parents be in on this? For the money. It was a lot of money. There's a lot of money. A lot of money. Why is that absurd that her parents are in on it? All right, so we're going let's
hearing her ask the child if they were okay, and then hearing her scream, hearing some shuffling, and then after that, just
hearing her screaming, some shuffling. So how are you going to hear screaming? Okay, maybe the scream, but how are you going to hear the shuffling with all of the traffic out there? You heard screams and shuffling. These are details that's fake. Extra details so it can help paint a picture in your mind. They're setting the stage for you to believe their narrative. And why is that absurd that the parents would be in on it? Makes good sense to me.
Just hearing traffic noise. And we talked to Carlee's mother and father about this yesterday when she was still missing, just those agonizing hours and days of waiting for an answer. And I want to play a little bit of what they had to say and how they described this situation.
This is before she comes back. Watch their disposition and their energy. Look at the faces.
No matter how positive you try to stay, it's just so many thoughts of how terrified she may be.
That sounds like bad acting. It's just how terrified she may be. Not one tear, not one tear. Listen to the voice. Listen to this.
Carlee's mother and father about this yesterday when she was still missing, just those agonizing hours and days of waiting for an answer. And I want to play a little bit of what they had to say and how they described this situation.
No matter how positive you try to stay.
Look at them with their matching shirts. Yep, I'm good. I'm okay with anybody that want to be upset about this stuff here. Y'all good.
It's just so many thoughts of how terrified she may be, but she is a fighter. She is a
fighter, right? Because now they're setting the stage for when she returns. Your child is missing. Where is the anguish in the face? And how are you predicting all this stuff? Who is feeling confident when a young woman is missing, is gone missing, and you suspect that she's been kidnapped? And two, when something like this happened, people don't just jump to the conclusion that she's been taken. They said this. Most people are going to be like, did she wander off? What happened? How did we get that a trap was set? They used the toddler to lure her in there. Where did all that come from?
Fighter, and we believe that if there is any opportunity for her to make it home to us, she's gonna seize that opportunity.
And look at him. He got his arm around. You can see him. He done moved her a little bit with his hand positioning. She is probably the ringleader. Let me go back a little bit more. Here we go. Watch, y'all.
No matter how positive you try to stay, it's just so many thoughts of how terrified she may be.
That sounds like bad acting to me. Not one tear, no anguish. You don't even, supposedly, you're not supposed to know where she's at. But now she's going to come back with this very confident statement afterwards. Oh, she's a fighter. Even Pops threw up in there. You mean to tell me that y'all's daughter is out there missing and y'all got every confidence in the world that she's going to come back because she's a fighter. Where is this confidence coming from? How come y'all know something we don't? Gigi said her parents were genuinely concerned about her. And that's the hard thing too, because I get that people going to feel like the parents are genuinely concerned. How? I get that. But I'm saying to look past all of the verbiage. Look at the body language. Look at how this seems staged. Why are they matching? Why are they doing this? What is this? This is statements here, y'all. Why they got on these matching shirts?
But she is a fighter. She is.
And he said it too. She's a fighter, right? Let me pull it back. So it's like they already know the lines. In acting and theater, they call this indication, indicating. We pull it back. This is indicating. This is not coming out for her head or her talking from the heart. This is a planned statement.
We talked to Carlee's mother and father about this yesterday when she was still missing, just those agonizing hours and days of waiting for an answer. And I want to play a little bit of what they had to say.
And if they were so in all this, how come we didn't hear from them? They should have been on immediately the news that night. Thank goodness she's back and something. We didn't get that. We'll let y'all, we'll give a statement in the future. Yeah, I'm sorry, Gigi, but I think they all pulling our legs. They pulling our leg. Leonetta says the dad was sitting there at the interview like a mannequin. Yes, autocorrect is messing up my word. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past this whole algorithm to be messing around with these comments and stuff too. Okay, now watch y'all
and how they describe this situation.
No matter how positive you try to stay, it's just so many thoughts of how terrified she may be. But
she's emotional there, right? Right? But it's not real. Where are the tears? Where is the true emotion in the face? It's not showing because she's reciting lines or the story that she's going to put together.
She is a fighter.
He's a fighter. Did y'all hear that Pops jump in there before she even finished? He already knew what she was getting ready to say. Now, I get it that sometimes, couples, they've been together so long that they finishing each other's thoughts and all that stuff. But this don't sound like that. I'm pull it back this one more good time. Y'all got to see this, right? Open your mind.
Yesterday when she was still missing, just those agonizing hours and days of waiting for an answer. And I want to play a little bit of what they had to say and how they described this.
And not one person from the family. I get it. Maybe the moms and dad, they was too emotional, right, to make a statement after she got back. Not one person from the family. No family spokesperson could say nothing. They gave a comment to Facebook. It said, we'll talk to y'all in the future.
Situation.
Listen.
No matter how positive you try to stay, it's just so many.
All right. No matter how positive you try to stay, there's just so many
thoughts of how terrified she may be.
Yeah, how terrified she may. Not one tear, no redness of the eyes, no anguish in the face. Bad acting.
But she is a fighter. She is a fighter. And we believe that if there is any opportunity for.
Look at there. Even the voice doesn't sound stressed or grieving or nothing. We could do a voice analysis, right? They got so many ways to detect this stuff. Look at this. Look at this. Where's this confidence coming from? Where's the confidence coming from? Not one plea, please just let her return, let her go, somebody, nothing. They got confident that she's a fighter and she could, what? She's a woman, she's going to be able to get out of this. She's a fighter. What is she? Wonder Woman?
Her to make it home to us. She's going to seize that opportunity.
You see him give her the little, the little support. Good job, babe. Well done. One more time, y'all. I'm so sorry.
No matter how positive you try to stay, it's just so many thoughts of how terrified she may be. But she is a fighter. She is a fighter. And we believe that if there is any opportunity for her to make it home to us, she's going to seize that opportunity.
You see that?
And so they are certainly breathing a sigh of relief, grateful to have their youngest child back home. But as you mentioned, there are still a lot of questions, specifically about that toddler that she reported seeing on the interstate. Police said that they have not received any other calls from anyone else about a missing child. No one else reporting seeing a child on the interstate. And a few other things that I want to point out from this release they sent out. One, police saying during the initial portion of the investigation, detectives were able to retrace nearly all of Carlee's steps until the point when she went missing, and are confident that that will continue to be the case. So they appear to have a pretty clear
picture, right? They said they done traced her points up to the point where she went missing. And we know they sent a drone out. I mean, listen to the 911 tape. That's what I'm saying. You can't do this. You one person or your little team. They set the drones up out there. And then all they got to do is do the little Google Earth. They can track. Trust me, it's all on. They know exactly. She Rain says, discernment. If all you see is what you see, then you're not seeing at all. The father's facial expression says it all. Cool. Okay. I think our next video is going to
timeline of where she was and what happened up until that point. And they also emphasize we have not been able to locate anyone with Carlee from the time she left work until the 911 call was made. So appearing that she was alone. They are not saying if they are looking for a suspect, if they are still looking for leads, and exactly where this investigation goes from here. So still a lot.
That's true. After she returned home, the police said nothing about, we looking for the suspect, nothing. What's up, Anita? Anita's offering some blessings. Hey, TJ. TJ says, not a new lie to step away. Not a new lie to step away. All right, that's an emoji there. Kathy says the person involved is probably the new boyfriend, and Carlee was probably pregnant because somebody else says something about going to get a illegal abortion, and so her and the boyfriend might have gone to get an abortion, not wanting to let the strict parents know, nor the ex-boyfriend. Okay, I see what you're saying with that. The reason why I would say I don't buy that is because if they were just going to get the abortion, why do all of the staging of, the car there and running through the woods and all that stuff? That's just a bit much. A bit much. I don't think that. I don't think that. CJ says, where was the food and snacks? Wig, hat, watch. Make this make sense. Yeah, well, she left the wig, hat, and the watch there, and the phone too. So the snacks, I don't know. And I hadn't heard nothing about the snacks. Y'all the first ones to bring these snacks up. Oh, She Rain says, no Amber Alert. Drop the mic. Yep. Mic drop, yes. Lynette says, if my daughter made up a lie like this, she would need the hospital for real and mental health from the beatdown. Yeah, but look at this here. It seems to me that, am I this one done? Yeah, got a little bit more.
A lot of questions right now, but of course, a family and a community grateful that she is safe and alive and back surrounded by people who love her. Yasmin?
Yeah, still a lot of mystery there. Priscilla Thompson for us. Thank you.
All right. So that
want to get now to Alabama, where 25-year-old Carlee Nicole Russel.
Oh, it just repeat. Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and get a is this it? All right. Get another another one with interview with these parents, so we can look at these facial expressions, y'all. This is where the body language say a lot. Body language is telling. A lot of times you can be saying something with your mouth, and your body is telling a whole new story. I don't know if that's it or not. All right, so let's see here. Well, that's from today. And you see, I said that there. Raw is saying 100%. He agrees with you. Anita says she needs help. Yeah, people need to, like I said before, this is a crime in a lot of states. This is illegal in a lot of states to do this. These resources need to be paid back. Lynetta says they should definitely give the money back. Yeah, no talk about giving that money back though, huh? I hope they ain't spent all of it. Cause probably be like, y'all gonna have to yeah, because there's all these people getting these GoFundMe's and stuff, and people, this is hard. This is hard. So when people really could use it, then look what happens, because you got all these fakers out there taking advantage and exploiting the system. Taking advantage and exploiting the system. This got to be it here. All right. She said allegedly. Anita said allegedly. Yeah. I threw that too in my title, allegedly. Says She Rain says they not giving no money back. They still running with the baby. I know. Woman abduction story. Yes. That's what I'm saying. Like the parents say, let me find that one interview where the parents is like, oh, no, yeah, there's an abductor. Yeah, somebody out there. Somebody did it. Is this it? Yeah, let's do this one for the new folks that just showed up. This is, I think, like from today. Or yesterday, rather, because it's already after midnight.
With the 25-year-old Alabama woman who went missing after saying she spotted a child on the side of the highway. Her belongings then found on the side of the road. The details surrounding Carlee Russel's disappearance and miraculous return on foot 48 hours later are still perplexing, and some of it just doesn't seem to quite make sense. Is there still a dangerous criminal on the loose? Her parents, in their first major TV interview since Carlee's return, are saying that she was abducted.
Carlee has given detectives her statement so that they can continue to pursue her.
See, look, watch it, shaking her head. She's reading now there. So that she said Carlee didn't. Oh, let me let y'all hear it. Watch their body language and stuff, y'all.
Abductor. Do you believe that there's an abductor still out there?
Look how she said it. Can you believe that there's an abductor still out there? Y'all ain't really believing this, is ya? Watch, let me pull it back. Watch her face, the news lady. Because she probably a little fed up because she been interviewing them since the thing started. Now she's like, y'all really believe there's an abductor out there? And watch the parents' reaction. Okay, here we go. Pull it back.
Who's abducted?
Carlee has given detectives her statement so that they can continue to pursue her abductor.
Do you believe that there's an abductor still out there?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's out there. Absolutely. Absolutely. And two, these emotions don't match. Your daughter just came back from being kidnapped, and y'all said she had to fight for her life. Where are the matching emotions?
Absolutely.
But if that's true, why isn't there a manhunt? Why aren't police talking about that?
Yeah.
Police don't have to discuss any details, but simply say that they're looking for the kidnapper.
Exactly, and let the people know. Be on the lookout for a tall male with blonde hair and blue eyes. That instead of blaming the black guy for it all the time. That's just joking. Be on the lookout for a suspect in the kidnapping of what's her name? Carlee Russel. Let me stop. All right, let me finish up here. Listen up, y'all.
But they aren't even saying that, which is bizarre, especially given the fact that Carlee's parents are saying their daughter was fighting for her life over those 2 days.
Oh, she definitely fought for her life.
Yeah.
There were moments when
Listen at that. Oh, yeah, she definitely fought for her life, right? Look at her. She like, oh, she definitely fought for her life. Look how vague that is. That's why I'm saying that original Copper American Sun Energy says, I don't think the parents knew. I believe they did know because listen to how they sound and listen to their body language and, just everything just seems so staged. I just can't see how they didn't know because I don't see the mom doing all that. The mom been doing all the talking. You didn't have you wasn't the last person to hear her on the phone, none of this stuff, but you giving a play-by-play of what happened at the scene, what was heard from secondhand information.
when she physically had to fight for her life, and there were moments when.
See? Look how she's saying it. Your daughter physically had to fight for her life, right? If somebody was strong enough to, overtake, I'm about to call her Shanquilla, overtake her in, the woods to, kidnap her, right? How did she fight? How did she fight him? This goes back again to say that, how? And come on, look at he got a smirk on his face. Look at this face here, smirk.
When she had to mentally fight for her.
You change that up in there. Mentally, yeah, that's what I do in there. So I said she had to fight, but then had to mentally fight for her life. They not acting like parents of someone who just got their daughter back who was fighting physically, mentally, all kind of fight. Why aren't they outraged at the kidnapper? The police gonna get you. You did this to my daughter. You will something. Look at here. They talking about this imaginary person. Not giving any detail the same way when they was giving us all these phony stories about the Cabo 6 and what they did. Listen, and then the next day, a more different story come out. These are clues. That's why I'm saying if they didn't know, they knew when she got back, and now they are continuing to support this lie, as opposed to saying, hey, look, she had us fooled too. But their energy and their mannerism prior to her return, to me, indicates that they already knew. Like she was sounding too confident that she's about to reappear. The same way when Carlee called the mama to say that Shanquilla wasn't doing well. And then the sister said it wasn't even 30 minutes before they called back. When people faking, they do stuff too fast. She was too quick to say, oh, yeah, she's going to be back. Oh, yeah. She let the cat out the bag.
Her life.
Again, why won't the police at least just verify that a crime was committed? This is what we do know. According to the police, last Thursday, she left work around 8:20 p.m. in Birmingham.
Right. Go to timeline from the police.
Alabama, stops to pick up food for her and her mom.
And two, this is a long time. This is over an hour from getting off work to pick up food. It don't take no whole hour for that. An hour and 14 minutes. What were you doing for an hour and 14 minutes between getting off work at 8:20 or leaving work at 8:20 and then 9:30? What were you doing all this time? It don't take that long to pick up food. How many of y'all then went out to get some little local fast food or pick up some takeout? It don't take no hour in 14 minutes.
At a nearby restaurant, heads home to Hoover,
A
Alabama.
nearby restaurant.
About a 10-minute drive. At around 9:30, she calls 911 to report the missing toddler wandering on the interstate. After calling 911, she then calls her sister-in-law, who listens as Carlee gets out of the car.
See, that's the witness. So she had to call. So that's why she got off the phone with 911. Because I can't be on the phone with 911 when I do my, faking, screaming, or my little whatever I'm going to do here. I need that to be called to 911 by another family member. Excuse me, sorry. I was trying to hold in that cough, but scratchy throat.
And apparently calls to the child. That's when the sister-in-law says she heard Carlee scream and the phone drop. Police say they arrived to Carlee's car minutes later. There was no sign of a child or Carlee.
2 minutes later.
The driver's door was open, the engine still running on the ground. Just her belongings, including her purse and keys. Carlee's cell phone was found in a different spot nearby. There's surveillance video showing her car driving on the shoulder of the interstate in her red Mercedes with the flashers on. There are other cars on the road, but police say Carlee was the only one to report seeing a child, and there were no reports of a missing child. And the story took an even more bizarre turn last night when Carlee's parents told NBC, the reporter you just saw there interviewing them, that they had actually warned Carlee that someone might try to lure her at some point with a child.
Wow. They were super clairvoyant on that one. They warned her that somebody's going to use a child to lure you. That's the other reason why I believe that the parents knew. Because it sounds like they all come together with this story, with this narrative. Now, all of a sudden, how come they didn't tell us this then? Why the parents didn't say we warned her about them using a child to lure her? Why didn't they say that when she was missing? Our worst fear has come to pass. The spirit told us that someone would use a child to lure her to be taken. Why didn't they say that then? Why now? Why now? Days after her mysterious reappearing. That's why I think the parents knew. That's why. Kathy says Carlee should have been in college for acting classes, not nursing courses. Yep. But we ain't heard from her, right? Her mama should have been taking them classes. I don't know how afraid she might have been. Oh, just the thought of her having to fight for her life. Let's see here. Shay Shay said, Dad be on mute. Yeah. Yep. See, Lynette said, most likely the person would have had a weapon, even if you are just hanging out in the woods. Yeah. Yep. Original Copper American Sun Energy says she's a something aka blowy aka from her bachelor's in what is it, psychology? Oh, you think that her sisters helped her run the scam? Pink, I said you never miss. Thank you, I appreciate that. Let's see here. Original Copper American Sun Energy said, how she find her way home? Good one. She never stopped at any store or gas station to ask for help. Nope. Nope. Because after she fought her way out, that's, who gonna stop me? I don't need no stinking help. Good one there. That's a good one. Good one. See, Original Copper said the police are building a case. Exactly. Because somebody gonna pay for these resources. Even if we're gonna listen to 911 again. Just you can hear in the dispatcher's voice that they're kind of like skeptical. But police gotta attend to all of these, calls and stuff like that. But you can hear, We'll check and see if it's a kid maybe from the neighborhood. You know, they're trying to, you know, go with it and see, you know, how we can get with it. But they're already suspicious, saying like nobody ever reported no kid missing. We don't see no abandoned car. Like this don't match. This doesn't add up. Yeah, they building the case because they know exactly who's all involved in all this stuff. So these parents are just digging themselves a hole. And I think that's the reason why Pops ain't saying nothing, because everybody's going to be trying to throw the other people under the bus. Yeah, you know, I'm just a henpecked old man here. My wife is the one do everything. My wife is the one make all the statements. My wife. And like I said, why hadn't we heard from the brother's girlfriend, who was the actual person on the phone speaking with her?
When I spoke with Carlee Russel's parents, one of the things they mentioned was that they had warned their daughter about situations like this, saying that no matter how young a person who may seem in danger may appear, that it could be a trap and it could be someone using that in order to do something nefarious. And so when they heard that this has happened, literally the thing they said was, we have warned her about this. So certainly some concern there, at least from the parents, that this could have been some sort of trap.
Could have been. Could have been. It's clues in these words, y'all. This would have been the first thing that the parents said back when she come up missing on Thursday. Our worst fear has, I mean, why are we just hearing about this now?
They warned her of this precise, bizarre sort of incident potentially occurring? Again, we are thrilled that Carlee Russel is home safe. I did a segment calling for anyone who knew anything to please call in. And I totally get the desire for privacy on any details. But for police to still not even say she was abducted, as her parents said, lured. They're not even saying she was a victim of a crime, only saying detectives are combing through numerous pieces of evidence collected from the time she went missing until her return home and beyond. This is a tedious process, but it's important to make sure everything is methodically evaluated so we have the clearest possible picture of what took place from the time Carlee called 911 until she returned home Saturday night.
And two, there was a story maybe a month ago where a lady had her son to bust a cap in this dude and take his life. A 14-year-old. I actually did a live on that one too. And I thought I was going to meet.
It makes you wonder if there's more to the story. Joining us now by phone is David Lamb, senior reporter at our affiliate in Birmingham, Alabama, who's been covering the story. David, thanks for joining us again. Appreciate it. You getting any more information from the police here?
What I'm hearing, Dan, is that in the next 24 hours, the Hoover Police Department will make some sort of a statement. I don't know if it's in response to what the Russell said today, but there is no doubt that the Russell's position and the actions of the Hoover Police Department.
He said the Russell's position. That means the family. They all sticking with this lie.
They are in conflict. There has not been a bolo. There's no sense of urgency.
No bolo, no sense of urgency. The police don't believe that there's been a kidnapping.
Yet, like you just showed on the Today Show, the Russells maintain their daughter was abducted and that there is an abductor and a perpetrator at large.
Thank you for watching.
So, you know, baloney. CJ Bauer says supposedly there are 2 active Amber Alerts, one from Texas, which, you know, is, I think what Texas is about a 12-hour drive from here, a 1-year-old, and one from Ohio, a 15-year-old. Wow. Yep. So both of these spots is far. And if these are the only 2 active Amber Alerts, none of them fit the description of the 4-year-old in the diaper. Let's see here. Pink says the scheduled press conference is going to be fire. Yeah. I'm off tomorrow. I will try to go live and do a live while it's happening on this here press conference. Yeah. Okay. Cool. And then that way we could, be first alerters on here. She Rain says he's shaking his head yes and no at the same time. Stop. Thank you. So y'all don't think I'm just saying this stuff. That's indication. They already did rehearse what's going to happen. Yeah, she's the fighter. I mean, they. Yep. Oh yeah. It's definitely. They just telling us. They just telling us stuff. They telling us stuff. Telling us lies. Which one is this? Okay, this might be. No, that ain't it. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just do this here and see if any new news has popped up in this here Carlee Russel, and see if we can get our search to do for today's stuff. 2 days. On this here. All right, so here's a story. This story here is from Monday, showing that little Miss Carlee supporters turn on Carlee Russel, demand more details about her kidnapping. Styles P tells fans stop worshiping celebrity. Oh, that's the extra story. All right, so here we got some more photos of Miss Carlee. Says social heat is about it. Check out what we got for you. The disappearance of Carlee Nicole Russel and her safe return should have evoked celebration and concerns for her well-being. Instead, her harrowing situation has exposed how humanity has descended into sulfuric dumpster fire, as some supporters are turning on her and believe Carlee Jessie Smollett. So that's going to be the new term. Oh, she's trying to do a Jessie Smollett. She's pulling a Jessie. Her kidnapping, on her kidnapping. Oh, yeah, that's true. Ooh, and then he got in trouble for that too, didn't he? Cynical commentators are demanding they hear her side of the story because they extended prayers for her safe return and now need to assess if they wasted their time. Wow. No, that's not how it works. There are no backseas for intercessions. I don't know that one. However, we also understand how many people feel manipulated because others have used situations to elicit support and clout later to have their nefarious actions revealed. Wow. We hope this isn't a gone girl scenario. But we also understand human trafficking is real, yes. And as Twitter influencers, Ricky Colbert said, maybe the block got too hot and the kidnapper let her go. We remain in the content headspace, knowing Carlee's home safe with her family and patiently await here to address the public. I guess wait to hear her address the public. You see, the Hoover Police Department released additional details Tuesday night. Oh, okay, that was last night. Regarding disappearance of Carlee Russel, including information gathered from surveillance video that captured some of the moments leading up to Russel's safe return to home. Okay. All right. Let's see if there was something new. The 25-year-old Alabama was reported missing on Thursday after she had phoned police about reports of a missing toddler. Here we go with the story. Missing toddler. There was no report of no missing toddler. The 25-year-old from Hoover, Alabama, was reported. See how when they throw in these little words that, these are lies, and they kind of get you confused and stuff, or it's not right. The 25-year-old from Hoover, Alabama, was reported missing on Thursday after she had phoned the police about reports of a missing toddler. She never said no missing toddler. It was a toddler walking, left outside. Now we got a missing toddler on the side of the interstate. Russel returned home on foot 2 days after the incident. According to a release from Hoover Police, which was shared with Newsweek, detectives have yet to find any evidence of a toddler walking down the interstate, nor did we receive any additional calls about an unattended child. Police noted that according to traffic camera footage, numerous cars passed through the area where Russel had reported seeing the child. Detectives have also obtained surveillance video footage from one of Russell's neighbors, which shows her walking down the sidewalk alone prior to her arrival at her residence. Police also clarified that when first responders arrived at her residence on Saturday, she was found conscious and speaking and was transported in that condition to the hospital. Fire department radio traffic obtained by several media outlets shows that medics were dispatched to her residence. On an unresponsive but breathing person. What? Wow. So they said, so it says fire department radio traffic obtained by several media outlets shows that medics were dispatched to her residence on an unresponsive but breathing person. Read the statement. He said, that was the term used in the initial dispatch of the Hoover Fire Department to the residence, and the information about her condition was simply a dispatcher relaying information from what a 911 caller told the emergency communicator. So they got everybody lying on this here. Police added that numerous evidentiary items are still being evaluated. And those items are key in the process of determining exactly what took place in the approximate 49 hours Carlee was missing, but also what took place prior to her disappearance. Since this release contains all the information the Hoover Police Department is able to provide at this time, this release continued. We understand that there are numerous rumors and misinformation making the rounds in both social media and traditional media. While we understand the public interest in this incident, we must maintain the integrity of the case. What case? They didn't say they got no case on no kidnapper. They said the case. Maybe they got a case on these people, the Russels. Thus, we are limited in what information or statements we can release or confirm at this time. The Hoover Police Department will hold a press conference on Wednesday. Here we go. At the Frank and Pam Barfield Training Center at 2:30 p.m. Let's see if this is a public place. Who knows? I may have time to make it up there. Let me see here. What is this place called? What is it again? Let's see here. Frank and Pam. Let's see here. I'm gonna just map it out. Frank and Pam. Yeah, Frank and Pam. Frank and Pam what? Oh, Bearfield something. Bearfield. All right, I'll get back to that. At 2:30, where additional information about Russell's case will be released. Russell's employer, Woodhouse Spa in Birmingham, also released a statement on Tuesday regarding what role the spa has played in the police investigation into her disappearance. According to C. Stewart Rome, owner of the business, any information that the spa was able to uncover is in the possession of police at this time. Police had previously said that Russell left work at 8:20 p.m. Thursday to go pick up food from a nearby shopping mall. The latest release added that Russell had purchased some snacks. Okay, that's what y'all was talking about. Latest release had said purchase some snack food type items from Target store during that time. The items were not found in Russell's vehicle or at the scene of the disappearance. Then at approximately 9:30 p.m., Russell called 911 and reported seeing a male toddler in a diaper. In a dirty diaper. And seeing a male toddler in a diaper on the side of the interstate. After calling police dispatch, Russell called her brother's girlfriend to tell her. According to Russell's mother, there we go. See, she tell it, and that's another way they able to, be like, oh, it wasn't me. I got this, pass it around, hot potato, right? So it says, according to Russell's mother, Talithia Robinson Russell, who spoke with Al.com, a scream could be heard on Russell's side of the phone call before she went silent. Russell's family has claimed that she was kidnapped. Russell's family has claimed that she was kidnapped and was fighting for her life during the 2 days she was declared missing. Police have yet to determine a cause behind Russell's disappearance. All right. Okay. Y'all see that there? They ain't determined nothing. They ain't got no call. I need to find that video of the parents interviewing before. Let me see if this is before. I think it's like a 7-minute something. That ain't. Is it? Before, let me see. He's shaking his head. Okay, yeah, I said that. Kathy, Brian says, can someone get lying Carlee on the line? I know, we ain't heard her voice at all. Not at all. Oh, here we go. Wait a minute, I don't think this is it. No, this ain't it. It was 7 minutes. All right, so it's around here somewhere. Let me keep on. Yes. Gigi said, everyone reacts different. You can't tell someone how they are supposed to respond to a tragic situation. That's exactly right. You can't. But we can observe people's behaviors and the words and stuff like that. Things don't match up. Still have to match up. How did you know that she was going to get away, right? They did a lot of indication on there. I feel you, Gigi. It's hard to accept when you've been tricked. See, Gigi said her parents are well-to-do. They don't need money. They were not in on Carlee's hoax. Okay, so I'm like lots of words here. Being well-to-do, yes, Hoover is a very affluent area. People do things for different reasons, right? And two, money, you never have enough of it. You can never have enough of it. You can never have enough of it. And a lot of people that are so-called well-to-do, they may be in debt, all kind of stuff. We don't know their financial status, you know, just because they're in an affluent area. And then two, maybe that's how they got some of the money, by running scams and running games. The thing smells fishy, right? And that's what people want you to believe, right? Because they want people to feel bad or embarrassed to say, hey, that looks like a lie. Hey, that sounds like a lie. Hey, that is a lie, you know? So, yeah. The hoax could be also to just get attention. Look at all what happened. They had the news media up there. There was, you know, all this stuff. A lot of times people do things just for attention, just for attention. Yeah. I just can't see how the parents aren't in on it. They knew too much. And the way they had it set up, the mom, you do all the talking, because she's probably top tier lawyer. Anyway, you do all the talking, right? Yeah. So, let's see here. CJ Bowers says, what about the mother's book and the Shanquilla connection? What? I don't know. I ain't heard nothing like that. Lynetta said, Ariane, you laughing is killing me. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be, but sorry. Here we go. Gigi said, they're not ghetto. They're not gonna yell at the camera. What? Oh, Gigi. It's the Master Time dash 244 says, I'm sure the only fighting she did was determining what excuse you should use. Yeah. Oh, and see, Pink Ivy is giving some laughs too as she rains. What did she rain say? Hey, Brenda says, be on the lookout for a tall man in a white shirt and a diaper. Not just a diaper, but a dirty diaper. Dirty diaper. Y'all funny. All right, so let's see here. Let's see, Mass Time says, I'm sure if other drivers seen a toddler, they would have stopped. Exactly. When there's shooting, when gunshots are fired, you're going to get multiple people calling and say, hey, I hear people out here shooting. I hear gunshots. You're going to get multiple calls, and that's how they know what area to go to, because multiple people are going to report that. When there's an accident, multiple people are going to report it. That's what people do. Multiple people. The clues to this is that there's only been a single witness. She was the only single witness that saw the child, and they didn't say who the single witness was, but one single witness said they saw the silver car and the light-skinned man standing over Carlee's car. At least they should have had like at least one more witness, right? So here, these are clues, y'all, clues. CJ Barber said 911. I thought records a few seconds or so before a call is actually connected and after. I thought records a few seconds or so before it's actually connected. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, for those of you who don't know, I have over 30 years of nursing experience. But I did spend a lot of time like watching those the ID network and all that stuff. So I don't know, maybe I need to be changing the direction of this channel and be one of those crime investigators, because I'm good at it, y'all. I'm real good. She Rain says, Pink Ivy, it's true. He doesn't know how to answer yes or no, so he answers both. You're saying no, but you're shaking your head yes. Saying no, but you're saying yes, but shaking your head no. Gigi says, that doesn't prove the parents knew. It just proved Carlee was listening and used their fear to run away. Yeah, she seems like a little spoiled, entitled person. So, but I still, to me, it adds up to them being aware, to this being an organized type of a lick, you know, with all of the details and all that stuff. Because if the parents didn't know, why are they feeding us all these stories? Now we're getting stories. They sound like, you know, the Mexican government and the FBI with all these little fake autopsies and all that stuff. It just sounds suspicious, Gigi. You know, I'm sorry to break it to you, but it just doesn't sound believable at all, because they have too many details. And I know what I should do. One day I'll do this. We'll play some news footage of people like that really had some abductions and those kind of things, and see the energy of the parents, see listen to the words that's being said, because when people don't know, they don't really do a lot of speculation and stuff like that. They don't, you know. They don't. They lured her with a toddler. It's too much setup, too much story for the details. Too much story. You see, Lynetta says buying pajamas and snacks. Yeah, something. And my thing is this: if they did all that searching and they had the drones out, the police being quiet because they building their case. CJ says spirit and mystery is apparently in the mother's book. Oh, okay. Wow. Mass Time says, I think the parents are trying to protect, and if lying is necessary, they'll take that chance. I get it. Yeah. There's, you know, some parents will, you know, especially if, yeah, if lying is part of their whole, you know, family dynamics. Original Copper American Sun Energy says, why they saying abductor instead of a man? Yeah, good one. See what I'm saying? These are little key clues and stuff, y'all. These people. Uh-oh. Okay, so I'm gonna try one more and then I'm gonna get ready to let y'all go. I'm trying to find that one video. It's about 7 minutes, and it got the parents doing the little interviews and stuff before this thing, you know, before she came home. Is that it? I just thought I remembered it being a little bit longer. All right. Yeah, we already saw that one. All right, so 2 more seconds and then please be. No, you ain't it either. All right, so I'm gonna read the rest of these comments and I'm gonna let y'all go. And I'm having a hot flash here. Original Copper says she's going to jail. Yeah, I think that too. Gigi says she's not going to jail. The most she'll have to do is reimburse for any resources used looking for her. Now, I think it's a crime. Let me see here. If I had to do a little research, let me see if I can find that. What the crimes are that she violated on this thing here. All right, so let's see here. All right, so I see here. I had asked the AI about this here. It says, all right, so okay. So, let's see. Gigi says she ain't going to jail. She only pay for these here, the resources and stuff. But it's illegal. So let's see here. The act of disappearing. What law? It's a law. Anyway, we'll do that on another live, y'all. I love y'all. I'm getting tired. And see, she Ray said henpecked her and showing out tonight. But okay, that's what we saw there. I'm so far behind. Let's see. Original said, I think they found out their daughter lied and then now they covering. Okay, I can get with that. I can get with that. I don't know, y'all. I think that they was aware before time because the way they was telling it. Oh yeah, she's a fighter. They're too confident. Too confident. Like they already knew. Mass Time says, I don't remember seeing any crime using a child as bait. Yes, okay, me either. Me either. But people's minds and imaginations be going wild. And they would think like, okay, this would be a good, sounds good. But they picked the wrong location. They should have said this on some dark alley, someplace where, couldn't be, with multiple witnesses. All the people on the highway. Gigi says they're not going to publicly state their daughter is lying. I'm sure they have their suspicions. I agree with you on that. Yeah. I mean, we saw that with Darrell Brooks and his people, making excuses for him and stuff. A lot of times when these entitled young people, that may have come from a little privilege, they, parents will make excuses for them, right? And all that good stuff. She may say, okay, Gigi. I know Gigi supporting the family. She don't want the parents to be in trouble. Mass Time says, with the parents talking, it's not going to help damage control. Exactly. But see, when people tell lies, they don't ever think about that. They always come back with a new lie to try to, when you point out the truth or you point out how that doesn't add up, they'll come back with a new lie as opposed to just saying, okay, yeah, you called me. It's a made up story. This, that, just come clean, right? They don't do that. They just come up with a new lie. Original said, did they eat the food? That was her weekend rations, right? Because she had to be out of sight for a whole weekend. So it did say she was 150 or 160 pounds. So it may need a bag of snacks to be able to get through the weekend to maintain the weight. Let me stop. Yeah, Gigi said, yeah, I want to know what happened to the food as well. Yeah, you have to bring the rations. Laugh all out. All that food wasted. Y'all tripping. Okay, Gigi coming around. Angela said the authorities are getting airtight evidence to bring charges against Carlee. Look, that's what I was going to say. So remember when the lady had her son unalived, the one dude in the restaurant because he was acting out. He, smacked her up a couple times. They were quick to arrest them. That's why they had to release them because they jumped too quick, right? Because they were going by the text messages. And that's how I felt like they lost out on that. But I felt like they were correct with that. It was a reason why they arrested them and said that she, kind of drugged the child up in to do that kind of stuff. So these cops now, they being smart. She ain't going nowhere, so they already know where she at. And they doing like you say, airtight investigation to get the evidence all together. So when they drop the charges, them babies gonna stick. They gonna stick. Ross said if she lied, it's a Class A misdemeanor, and she can go to jail for up to a year, $6,000 fine. $6,000 fine. Okay. Thank you, Raw. She said, Raw, she said she can't go to jail. Let's see. Original said they covering for her. They don't want her to go to jail. Yeah, I get it, But that just goes to show that there's dishonesty in the family because if people are honest, then they wouldn't cover. They would, tell the kid to tell the truth. Like there are parents out there that would encourage their child to tell the truth and come clean or wouldn't support a child in their lying. So it just says a lot about if somebody is supporting their children with lies. Enablers. She Rain said she will just have to pay money back, she said. I don't know. When I get a chance, probably maybe tomorrow, I'll pull up the facts and we'll show, we'll see exactly what laws and some of the punishment that could be provided for that. Raul says she ran. I just looked it up. She can go to jail. Okay. I believe that too. She ran says, oh, well, this other lady in the chat says she won't. And she only has to pay back the resources spent. Yep. Let's see here. CJ says, you manipulated us into prayers. Damn, we need answers. I know. I told you. I was like, I felt emotionally hijacked because I was doing my live. I was talking about Shanquilla. And then, I went on and took a break to broke into the live to go talk about this. And I felt like I was trying to push back tears because I was just thinking, like, how horrible. You go stop to help a kid and you get taken. I was swept off into it too. So yeah, I felt manipulated because we were sending up prayers and all that stuff, You see, Ross said, I think it would be up to a judge. Oh my. She said, either way, the parents are covering for her, so she won't have to pay or go to jail, which is not helping the girl at all. What will she do next? Yep. Okay, no food. Let's see here. She said false kidnapping report. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's more charges, right? Fraud. I mean, all kinds of stuff, especially if money was collected. Rain says, just like Brian Laundrie parents had everybody looking for him knowing he was deceased. Wow. Then they turned around and led police to his body. Scandalous. Yeah. Some sick people out there. Original Copper American Sun Injury said she is a sponsor for Cheez-It. I don't even know what that is. Oh, Cheez-It. She's a sponsor for Cheez-It. Let's see. Baby Queen said, at this point, I hope it's a mental health story. Otherwise, yeah. All right. So thank y'all so much for stopping by and all that good stuff. I love y'all, and I will see y'all tomorrow in another video. And again, justice for Shanquilla and all the people here. And see it. Oh, did I finish this? Oh, Rain said it's a class A misdemeanor for falsifying a report. She can go to jail for a year and pay a fine. I looked it up. All right, so we got people verifying that too. Who this here? What's up, Taylor? Taylor Jai says she kidnapped herself. She is the baby. Night. Peace, y'all. All right, one more there. Good night, y'all. All right.